Alright guys, so there we go, and let's get going with our rest of the topics there. So what we were trying to do here was talk about the SharePoint. We started the SharePoint last time, and you may have created some sites there and started playing with things. It's not that really tough, but some of the tough things are there. But yeah, it's all about just trying to know all the permissions and what are the security best practices there when you are uploading all the documents there. Some of the migration tools that SharePoint has offered. Please mute all mics. Yeah. Oh, let me just put my sound really up so I could know. All right. Thank you. And so what we need to do is okay, so here SharePoint sites has many components. Well, we talked about that. We went through the basics of SharePoint, and so I'll just put that portal.office.com and cloud.buzz. Okay, yeah. Okay, admin. So now, guys, when I log in and you guys log in as well, right? So there's Teams, Yammer. Yammer is still there. It was gonna be obsolete, but it happens that Microsoft announces, "Oh, we're gonna discontinue that," and still it's going ahead, and Yammer is being taken over by Teams. That was a lot of buzz there, and you can see that there's Power Automate that has been added here, and that was recently added from the Power Platform, and we're going to talk about that too, and we're going to do some small labs there. So you have to learn some very good deep programming for that. So start learning Python, start learning C Sharp, and okay, that's the opposite of that. When we talk about Power, anything started with Power related to Microsoft, that means low code or no code, right? Low code or no code. So you can create apps without learning programming. Wow, ever heard of that before? Seriously? Without learning programming, you can create apps, and that is what Microsoft is introducing with Power Apps actually. And then now Power Automate, there's Power BI, Business Intelligence, and there's Power Virtual Agent, which is a bot that welcomes you on the site. What do you want? And then it just asks some robotic questions there, and then refer you to an actual human or sales guys. But anyway, we're going to come down to that topic as well. And we can actually create our own bots as well. And so there's a lot of latest, automation coming where you don't need to know programming and still can create apps for your company. So that's really exciting. And yeah, well, I'm just going to go to admin here and show all. Oh, well, guys, so how is it going right now? First of all, um, is our subscription expired? Is it or is it not? So that's the first thing. To expire or not to expire, that's the question. Is it expired or not expired? So if I go to billing here and I go to your product, so you can see the billing here. Hopefully you're in Microsoft 365 Admin Center, and then your products, and okay, so it's so if you go to your products, and Fahad last time actually was talking about this, and Then yeah, it actually expired 3 days ago for me. I guess the same time for everyone, I guess, right? So what we can do is, but I have added Microsoft 365 E3 for 30 days trial. Oh, okay. So Nazmul says that you've added E3 for 30 trial, but you did not click this extend trial, Nazmul. You did not click this extend trial, right? Nope. Okay. So, but this it will ask for CC exactly. So this will ask for credit card, and in one class actually, in one course we actually went with that, and we just added our credit card as well, and then kept on using the same features. But the credit card is there. If it's not pay as you go kind of credit card, it's like if you want to uh, turn this trial into an actual product. So then the credit card will be used for that. Okay, so and CC, I have signed up for another E5. So Vikas says that he has signed up. Yeah, that would be a very good idea to sign up for another E5, and that would be easier as well, right? And then good part is Microsoft. So Vikas says that he signed up for another new trial version. Nazmul is saying good part is Microsoft is giving extended trial for 90 days during pandemic. Really? So that means that if I extend this now and I give my credit card, so it's for 90 days still. Guys, it's going to be still trial version. So they're not going to charge like pay as you go kind of thing. It's going to stay trial. They just want to know you are who you say you are to keep on using their product free. It's going to still be free, and whatever we use is not going to be charged on that credit card. They just want to know, hey, you want to move further? Okay. Fahd says, can we not just quickly create a fresh account? Might save a hassle in future. Yeah. So that is the plan. There are two plans to go to. And then Christian says, is it auto subscription after, or we have to cancel it? So, well, normally it is not supposed to be auto subscription, but if we don't do anything, they'll just simply remove this account, or they will keep on asking, but they don't automatically make you a paid customer after that if you extend the trial and add credit card. The question still is that were you able to remove your domain from here, right? The question is, were you able to remove your domain from here? Because if you did not remove your domain from here, you cannot add that domain to any other Microsoft product. Suppose you want to go for Azure and want to add this same domain that you added here, there on the Azure, you can't do that, right? So Nazmul says, creating a new fresh account requires additional task for me to sync with on-premises. Yeah, Nazmul, the thing is that our tasks kind of for synchronization um, would not, they're not really required, but yes, if you synchronize, we can just create some accounts directly here as well. And 10 accounts, 20 accounts, we can just create directly here and keep on going with the new trial version, right? So, but guys, were you able to remove the domain? First, should delete users from domain, then remove domain. Exactly, Mariam. As you said, Fahad, it says your E5 trial is actually expired on the 7th. Joining me? Oh, so what am I seeing here? Oh, that's yeah, this is on 7th of June. Oh man, serious. So that was this Azure Active Directory Premium 2. That Premium 2, I thought that was expired like way back. Okay, guys. So yes, Fahad, that's a nice observation here, and I still have mobility here. But guys, let's just create a new account. That would be, and Power Automate has actually also. There's no expiration. This is a free subscription activated by users in your company. Okay, 99,000. Wow, 9,999 for Power Automate. Are you kidding me? This is just to automate all the tasks within your environment. So, right, guys. The thing is, yes, we can discard it, right? but did you remove your domain? So make sure that we remove our domain. So let's get rid of this one and create a new one. Or those of you who want to extend the trial can go ahead and extend the trial. Actually, this one, Office E5 trial, and premium to Active Directory if you want that, because we're on SharePoint now. But many of the features of the other applications still go back to Active Directory. So the thing is that there are two things. You can just create a new account. Let's do that. But did you remove a domain from here? If not, then please remove that and then go ahead. So Fahad says, Waqas says, I have not tried. I was waiting to do it together. Oh, okay. Fahad says, P2 trial expired on the 13th. Oh, yeah. Okay. So premium 2. And Navin says, I'm still on online exchange syncing troubleshooting with on-prem exchange. Okay, that's good. So you're actually fighting with the exchange environment. Wow, very good. Fahad says no. So Navin said no. Okay, so nobody removed the domain, guys. Nobody did remove the domain till now. So in order to create a new account, which is really simple, but we need to get rid of this domain here, and let's try to do that. And it's not going to be that easy and straightforward. Yeah, so Navin says no need to extend premium plan 2 because it's covered with enterprise mobility plus security E5 trial. Yes, exactly, all right. So when we have enterprise mobility, and that trial is 13th of October. That trial is actually extended. Enterprise mobility is till 8. Wow, that's cool. So that's very good, and a very good point as well. Alright, guys, so this means that we can just take several steps. We can make decisions now. In one class, I asked that, and they all went for extend trial, and they put all their credit cards, and we kept on going, right? So, but ultimately, we had to remove our domain at the end of the course. So in this, we can just decide that let's just create another one. So right now, what we can do is that our Office 365 is expired, and so either we extend it with credit card, or create a new 30-day trial, which is much easier. 30A trial. But the thing is that, guys, then the second thing, I'm just writing what we have discussed here, so we would have a record of that. Okay. So the second thing is we need to remove our domain in order to start with the next 30-day trial version. So let's do that, right? So let's try to check how to. Now there could be any amount of errors right now that we're about to face. So for me, sometimes it was removed very nicely and very politely when I removed all the attached users from it, and other times it was so stubborn. Some errors were not going away that I just had to start with a new account and carry on with the current topics and leave it for troubleshooting. And sometimes I just gave up with that domain, and it was just $1.20, right? Just make sure that on GoDaddy.com you don't have auto renewal enabled, and it will simply, the subscription will die, and just create a new one. Okay, anyway, but yes, in a production environment, if you had to do that, so you have to remove it no matter what, right? So let's try to check how to remove the domain from this expired Office 365 subscription. So let's start doing that, guys. And then we can just continue with our topic here, where SharePoint was continued. So I'm just going to go back here, and where's our domain here? So if we go down to settings, and there is domains within Microsoft 365 Admin Center, and that's where the domains is. If you click the domains here, then this is where we started the process of adding, or maybe we started from Active Directory, right? So from here we can add, and from Active Directory we can add. It's the same thing. So there, first of all, is it the domain that you've added, just click on that and make sure that it is not primary. Okay, so mine is not actually primary. So so just actually don't click on that. Go for the other one, the free one, and make it primary, right? So seriously, actually, I think I made it. If I select that, it's actually not showing me even that primary. So this means that we can go to Azure Active Directory because we did it there, right? So we're gonna go there to Active Directory, guys. And I'm just gonna go back to this Admin Center. Sorry, I'm already in Admin Center. I'm just gonna go way down here to Azure Active Directory. Okay, so Azure Active Directory. I'm just gonna click that, and there's a picture. So I'll just close this all. Three dots. There you go. Thank you, Vikas, for that. And sometimes, yeah, very easy things I miss. So thank you for reminding that, Vikas. And if I click that three dots, seriously. Okay. So initial domain, and yeah, that's what I was clicking, wasn't it? So, but here, yeah, that's it. So you're right. Set as default is showing here, which is not showing here. Just means it is default right now. The domain, because I did that actually previously, so that's why it's not showing me. But yes, the three dots here would be set as default. But if I go to Azure Active Directory and go to domains, yeah, so that is the way. And thank you for reminding that. But if I go there to Azure Active Directory for the domains area there, just to check it out. So if I click that free domain, so that's what we did, make primary when we were adding there. And if we go back, so if I just click that, so I don't want to make it primary, but yes, I can if I want. But the thing is, guys, we all know that if we need to remove it, so it's going to ask that, hey, whichever users you've connected to this domain, you need to remove those users, and then you can go ahead and try to remove the domain. So what we can know from here is if we directly try to remove the domain, we initiate the process of removing the domain, and it will give you those errors that, hey, this user, this is his distribution list, and this other resource has this domain attached. So remove it from remove those resources from this domain, and then you can remove it. So it's going to give you a list of that, right? So okay, there you go. So Wakas is putting some more set as default, and set as, yeah, go over three dots, and because we don't we need to actually remove it from as a default, right? That's the first thing. Second, check is if it is at the top, it means it's default one. Yeah, okay, that's good. And yeah, set as default was not there, mentioned there, that's why. And you can see, yes, you're right, Wakas. If I just go back here, yeah, see this, the DEFAULT was not really clear. So if I just make it now this, so it was not really showing, but otherwise it's just clearly saying default. Yeah, you're right. So if we just expand that, yes, then it will show the default, which I was not seeing there. Third check is if it is default, you will not see three dots. That's also very good. Third check is that if it is default, you won't see any three dots. So I started from here. Normally, I just go to this make primary, and I was just mentioning that primary there while I was in the wrong place. But yes, here also we can do the same thing. So that's good. Now remove domain is shown here in Microsoft 365 Admin Center. Remove domain is shown here as well, and also where we actually added it from, we can remove it from there as well. So if I click that from Azure Active Directory, so we'll click that, and there's a delete button here as well. So in both cases, obviously it's going to go for, so whichever you want to choose, then it's going to go for that, right? So it's going to show you that. Now you want to do it with Azure Active Directory. Since we added it here, so we can just remove it from here. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same errors that's going to give there, which it's going to give here as well, right? So we can try both actually. You can try the Active Directory side. I can try the Active Directory side, and you can try the 365 admin side from here as well. There's that remove domain, right? So I'll just go ahead from Active Directory side. I'm just going to click the delete because I'm already clicked inside, and there's a delete button, right? So once we delete here, so it's just then saying users, remove all users referencing this domain, remove user references. So if I click that, then it goes down to, ouch, okay, I have added pretty much to actually we all did that, seriously. So yeah, we have to all go through removal of that. Hey, how about that if we put it as a task, as a assignment? Or shall we spend the whole class time doing that? There are 300 users. So yeah, we can select all and just change the domain name to the free one. So Mariam says, shouldn't change user domains to another users. Yeah, so we can do that too. And then we can just simply, so yeah, let's start removal of this if we want to do it here and together. So why don't we just do it now? And there's that, oh, okay, you've gone to that area. Let's just go for remove domain as well. So here, from here also, I'm just clicking that. Obviously the same users that it is showing there, it's showing here as well. Want to manually remove the domain dependencies. So it says here the same thing, guys, which is what's showing is that Azure Active Directory, 50 user logins, 4 email addresses, email aliases and Skype addresses will be deleted, 4 aliases and 2 Skype. So if I click the 50 user logins, okay, 4 email addresses, projector, Canon, and meeting all. Yeah, so we have all this, right? So how about we start deleting that or removing that? So the following user logins and email addresses need to be reconfigured. The automatic domain removal will change them to the default domain, really, and they will no longer receive email at cloudnow.buzz. The automatic domain removal. So it says like this here, automatic domain removal will remove that. So how about we just click that remove here? So yeah, it looks like smooth. So Bokas is showing the pictures there. That's very good, and thank you for that. I'm just going to click the remove here, and will it remove automatically all the users from here, or is it going to give this big error? An error occurred when removing this domain. Your current user principal admin conflicts with domain cloud.bus you want to remove. Before removing cloud domain, you need to change your UPN under a different domain and relog in using that new UPN. You can do this change using active users. Once done, come back to remove cloud.bus. So that's a logical thing to ask. It's saying that, hey, you are logged in from this user with this domain. So how can I remove it when you are still using it? You're logged into it and you're using it, right? So why don't you change your Mr. Admin, your domain first, and then log in from that domain and then come back here and do this process. Yeah, exactly. So there you go. And I'm just gonna have to go to active users and remove that. Can I remove it for myself while I'm logged in? So if I just go to active users here, active users, and go for admin. So admin, there you go, and click. And okay, so there's manage username and email. So I'll just manage username and email. Okay, I'll click that, and yes, it changes, and I have to put the admin here to add. So the email address is already in use by an active user. I have to log off and log in from global admin and then do it for this user, right? So how about, I can also log in from global admin. So yeah, so guys, it's just saying that. So I'm just gonna go for log out and do it from the global admin to change my own, because I'm logged in from that. How can I change, right? So yeah. Change the primary email. So if I just go there, I should be logged out, right? So if it's there, yeah. Or induced by user try a different email address, and do I have another email address by that name? So again, I have to log out, right? So I should be logging out and doing that. But if there is another, normally I used to do that. So That's what I remember. But yeah, if they have come up with some other, we can do that. So I'm gonna refresh that, and it's out. I'm out. So I'll just log out from this, change it, and then log in from global admin, right? And there you go. So switch to a different account, and then global admin at cloud. Now .buzz. .buzz was the site, hopefully. And the password was, I think, XYZ, capital XYZ, shift 123 without shift 123, which it did not write. So, capital XYZ, shift 123 without shift 123. Okay, I'm not gonna save that. Never. Go to admin and change my top admin domain. In previous course, I never used to change the top admin's domain, only global admin, but this time I changed even that. So admin, there it is. So cloud now .buzz. Okay, so it's not changing that. So well, I can just put admin1 as that, and it would be a new name for that. So change to primary email, and delete alias. So yeah, again I am doing something that is going to, so I'll just change that to delete alias. Change to, oh yeah, it is already there. So yeah, I did that. Okay, done. That means it is already in use, right? Sign out, I did sign out. So select users and change the domains for all users to default tree. Yeah, that's what I did before as well. Please also make sure that you are signed out from all active sessions. Yeah, you're right. Actually, I am signed out from all active sessions. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Not signed out from. Always sign out from all. Yeah, thank you. And the pilot seat, normally things are not in perspective. Let me just check if I did not log in from anywhere else with this. I don't think so. Nope. Okay, so this is the only browser where I am. Normally, I should just simply log out from all browsers, and this should be the only browser there. And I've deleted that other alias, and then I'm trying to put that here. I'm just going to sign out again and sign in, so it could change. And then remove all the users as well, so I'll just sign out again. In fact, I'll just close this browser because normally it's in cache as well. I want to close all the other browsers, but it's just that I have opened millions of things there where I'm doing something else. So portal that okay, global admin, and caps XYZ shift 123 without shift 123. Initiate sign out. Yeah, sign out of all Office 365 as well. Yeah, we can do that too. Try doing it from admin center. Okay, I'll just log in from this. Active users. Okay, so what I can do just now is first of all, what I can just easily do, and that is, okay, some of the users are actually still not changed, and some of the users are, but pretty much everyone I selected here is Office web, right? So can I change their domain? Let me just change whatever we can right now quickly, and then we can go for the other ones. So change domains here, and select a domain. So does it give error when I do that for others? Changing the domain of will change their email. If their email is also their username, this will change how they sign in. Yeah, we know that. So save changes. So whatever we can change, just go ahead and change that. So we would have 2 or 3 users too. Um, worry about. Guys, have you changed all your users, or you have to log in from the onmicrosoft.com? Yeah. Oh yes, exactly. Oh, Wakas is done. Woohoo. No, Wakas, are you done with all? Oh, there you go. Okay, that's the screen you're showing. So 120 users in my case, and yes. So that's one thing that we have changed 120. I have changed 120 users, but was it all? If I just keep going down here, oh, there are others that were not showing in the screen. Hey, can I show all the users in the screen and just select ones? Also, 200 selected. It's showing there, right? Uh, and 120 were changed. So and there are others which are still showing. So I'm just keep going down here. They are still selected. Okay, at one go maybe it's taking chunks there. So oh, okay, if I keep going, because they're 390, right? We know that, and you can see that up there, 320 selected. If I keep going down, so it's changing the numbers there. 360, 397. That's it. So 397 are selected. Okay, so hope they stay selected there. So I'll at least try to get rid of these. And okay, so here 3 dots and change domain. So those who are done should not be saying okay, yeah. It says that okay, are you sure, and blah blah blah. Yes, admin should also be different. I'm just going for all the users first, and then when we were down to 2 or 3 users, or 3 or 4 users, then, and there's distribution lists that we need to worry about. Guys, did you remove the domain from distribution list as well? Oh, okay. Mariam did. Going to do it. Okay. So 397 users in my case were. Oh, there you go. So all are 397 users are done for me. Okay. That's one thing, and then that's global admin here, and it is still on cloudnow.buzz. And I'm just gonna go to my admin account so I could really check it out, that what's going on with this account. So admin account. Oh, okay, that is also done. Good, guys, done. So only global admin itself, from which I'm logged in, is remaining. So I'm just gonna copy this admin account, which is back to the old domain. So yeah, pretty much all the users were selected, so that's when this was also selected on Microsoft. Okay, okay, it's there. So I'll just log in from this admin with the old email now, so I could remove the global admin as well with the domain, and then we're gonna go for the DLs, and we're gonna check that what else is remaining, because when we try to remove the domain, it will still say or show us at least the name. It will point to us that where to go now, right? So okay, I'll close this and switch to a different user, and this time a punishingly long email address of the actual admin that is also changed with all the 390 users, and it's email. All right or all wrong. Okay, so I'm just gonna go for admin here, and okay, so I need to just go for the global admin. I'm gonna go to the users, active users here, and otherwise when we try to remove, it will tell us exactly 1 or 2 which users are left, right? So I'm gonna go for the global, enter. Yeah, that's the only one there. Okay, so in all those 390 users, 397 users, this guy's domain was changed while I was logged in to this guy, so it just changed that domain as well. So I'm gonna go for Exchange server, and change the DLs for that as well, or double check that at least, because those were all the distribution list or groups that we're talking about. They were talking about. So I'm just going to go to Exchange server here just to check that, and in Exchange Online. I lost a few domains this way. Otherwise, I could have kept on using that. But then I thought, who's gonna go through all this process for $1.50? Ah, okay, donate it to Microsoft. That's how it became $1 billion company. Cause I've been donating $1.20 domains to it. Okay, just kidding. So, and actually no, that was to the GoDaddy, not to Microsoft. Okay. So anyway, recipients and yeah, groups. And then resources, we have to check the resources, guys. And okay, so yeah, so the DL is not changed actually. So the DL here, management DL is still cloud.buzz. So if I double click that and give it the other ownership, membership, ship, okay, group delegation. Okay, I think it's so once created, I think they're not letting us do that. If I go to three dots here, add move columns, group name, advanced search, naming policy, configure group naming policy. No, that's and block words. No, that's just naming. That's not it. So, guys, basically, go ahead and delete it. We don't need it, right? So, but if suppose we needed that, oh, that's so important, and yeah, so just create a new one and add all the users there. It's not a very big deal. But if I click edit once more, is there any way I can remove or change the DL's domain? It's not letting me, right? So wherever the options are, the options can be here or in PowerShell. The options could be there. So it could be that Microsoft said, no, just change it from PowerShell. In our environment, we need to actually, in training environment, we need to go ahead as well. So in, well, if the simple options are not there, then we have to go for the other options. Now, these are also created in Azure Active Directory. The deals that we have created, they are there as well. So management department dash DL. So well, I'm just gonna do a quick one, and so it's a group. There's that management department dash DL. It's in groups in Azure Active Directory. If I just explore here, that I can change its domain from here. So well, nope. And you know that we created directly here, not in so if I go to properties here, group discretion, nope, no. So owners, administrative units, group memberships, applications, nope. So this means that yeah, in a production environment, yeah, you would have gone through all these options, but overall, it's not letting us really remove that. So what we can do is simply delete it, create a new one, because adding, even if it had thousands of users, adding thousands of users again, you just select them all. But yeah, it could be a task if you are adding one user and then the fifth user and then the 26th user. So but for now, yeah, I don't see that. So I would just Google it, that if we need to change the domain of a DL, then so Office365 DL domain name change, just to add to this, changing your distribution list in Office 365. Oh, that's it. Replies. There are replies actually. So well, again, the thing is that I would just simply delete it. Right now, I'm just suppose you were in production environment. That's why I'm just taking this much, these many steps. If I go for one more tech community link, just to try to save up some time. Yeah, so please read link similar thread. Okay. So yeah, there's that few things causing this, and there you go. Okay, so Mariam has found out, and that is for DL. So I'm just gonna click that here. So that is an email address for who? For a user or for a DL? Admin at for a user, yes, that's the way. But DL doesn't show these options. The email address option, I think DL is not showing that. For a user, yes, I would have gone to this one, but yeah, thank you. If we can, so I'm just gonna go to Exchange, and you could just take it as a channel. So because if you double click that, these are the options we have, right? There's no other option, and email address is there. So email address comes with the user, but not with the. Okay, guys. So let's just simply get rid of it. We need to remove the domain and go ahead with the other options there. We need to actually go for some long line SharePoint topics as well. So for now, we need to release our domain, right? And I'm just gonna select all those, and you can take it as a kind of challenge and check that. Oh, why, where? I'm gonna delete this first one. Previous times I still have to do this delete, and so it's updating now. Just for the time, otherwise we can do a nice long search on that as well. Oh, serious? It's in shock. I just deleted one and it's in shock. Okay. So delete it today. Wow, and it's still showing here. So then the second one, delete, and the third one, so delete, and it once refreshed, it's gone as well. Delete it today, and DL. So okay, that's it. Okay, guys. So these guys are gone, and if I don't want to restore that, but you can restore it if you want. So there's a restore button, but I'll just refresh that, and CloudBuzz deleted. Okay, if they are gone, then the remove domain will work. If they're not gone from the system, it might not. So I'm just going to go back to this and check that what is remaining. Just to check that, I'm going to go for and try to remove the domain again. So I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to go to domains again, and there. Oh, Mariam has removed the domain already. Okay, woohoo, yay! That's very good. So who else has been able to remove already? So I'm just going to attempt to remove that now. So 4 DLs deleted, and seriously, 43 users still remaining. 7 aliases. So who are those 43 users that from the S, T's, V's, and W? These guys are still remaining. Okay, so not all were there. And aliases, SMTPs, yeah, of these users. Okay, BC contractor. Oh, the resource. We need to remove the resource groups as well, guys. And then groups, marketing department DL. Hey, we just removed it, but it detected it, so it's not gone from the system yet. So okay, some users are still remaining here, so I'll just select those as well and try to. So these are in S's, D's, and W's. Okay, serious. Okay. Okay, so I'll just done. So Sam has removed the domain, and Mariam has removed the domain already. So that was fast. I'll just go fast now as well, and try to go for S's, but I'll just go from S's to the last one. So K, R, S. Okay, there are the S's, and Is it working, first of all? And second thing, I'll keep going down and select S's, then T's, and then that's it, Z. So okay, these guys selected here, and more actions. Oh, did I do that? What did I do that? Okay. Oh, okay, select it again because I'm on S's right away. Half of the S's are okay. So I'll go for this, change domains. Come on, move it. It's kind of tedious process, but yeah. Okay, so these guys done then, and now says I think we can change DL suffix from Office365 admin center. Okay, it's a matter of refresh, yeah. And Miriam says, what will happen if choose remove under the page? However, there is some notification. If choose remove under the page, well, depends on the error, Miriam. What's the error? Then we would know. And it takes 24 hours. Ouch, Wakas. Man, you just hurt my feelings now. Okay, removal in process. Oh, okay. So as long as the domain removal in progress is showing, we're good with that. I need to reach there because I'm not even there. So that's very good, and you are there, so that's good. Nazmul says that there's change DL can be done from within the email suffix using Office 65. So, and there's a path here. Thank you, Nazmul, for that. Changing DL email suffix using Office 5 admin and then group. Oh yeah, we could have gone for groups here. This one. Thank you, sir, for showing that. So the DLs could have been just changed here as well. And yeah, since it's deleted, so that's why we would not be able to do that. But I'll check that if well, that's a security group. So we were talking about DLs which are there. So okay, so this means that within the group we can go for, but within Exchange no, within Active Directory no, but within the admin center itself it can be done. So thank you for sharing that, Nazmo. And okay guys, so I'm just gonna go for domains, and well, there were, oh actually I didn't go for the resource groups, but I'll just try to go ahead and remove domain. I'll just quickly go for that so we could move ahead. So how many are still left? Okay, 7 aliases. So that's SMTP of admin, and that's cloud now and samosa. Okay, so even that should not be there. Wow. In the user, when I go in the email address area that Mariam is showing, then BC contractor and that SMTP address for the contractor as well should not be, and global admin and IT support admin. So yeah, I think it's now it's removing domain. Please wait. So instead of going there, I just click that remove button. Oh, okay. All right. So instead of going to those areas, it just said that it's okay and domain was successfully removed. Woo, yay! Okay. So guys, anyone still remaining? And yeah. So okay, is saying that refresh and wait. So that would be also uh, the solution, because when we did change all the domains, so it's a matter of time before it would have changed from the aliases as well. And so it's gone. Anyone still remaining? So this means that we can get rid of this subscription. It's already expired, so let's create a new one. Woohoo! Yay! Okay. Okay, so Mariam says here, and how about GoDaddy part? Is there anything to check or change there? So that's a good thing. Did when you add this domain from GoDaddy, so it creates the account. So let's go back and check if when we remove properly, then does it remove the DNS records from there as well. So guys, let's go ahead and check it out, that were the A records, MX records were removed from there as well or not. Oops, okay, I'm in the wrong one. Okay. Sign out and so it was cloud now.buzz for me. I'm gonna go to DNS and so that's a good question. It should be removed if it was properly removed, otherwise it's a manual process. If it opens today, so order discover, nope, it's still the Outlook one, and link discover, nope, and zip, nope. You know, in my case, oh yeah, there's a cloud now.buzz, so it actually shows that no, it did not remove the records for that domain, and it's a manual process to do that. But guys, you can also confirm because I have added to this site many times, and but yes, it clearly shows that the records are there. Maybe it takes time for the records, as the 24-hour span was showing there, or Vikas was showing the 24-hour time as well. So it would be so we can check tomorrow for confirmation that if the records were automatically removed or we have to remove them ourselves. So Vikas shows there a screenshot, and that is last updated. Yeah, so 12/5. So this means that, and there was that sign of let's just keep it that way instead of removing ourselves, because it would take 24 hours if the command was given as well, that it is gonna be removed. So let's just give it, because it we have triggered that removal, and that removal would have communicated here. So let's just check it tomorrow or the next class, that did it actually remove or not. So guys, so that's a good question as well. Now let's create a new domain, a new Office 65 E5 subscription, right? Okay, so Fahad says, where did you go to delete the alias? Fahad, nowhere. It's just click the remove. Just click the remove. If it still doesn't remove, for myself alias, we don't have to manually go to those places. We just click remove, and removal process removes the alias itself. It's supposed to. Vikas says, it was really a good question and good quick check. Appreciate that. Yeah, that was definitely. And alright guys, if it is done, let's go ahead. So we'll say goodbye to this. It was nice knowing you, Office 365 Admin Center. We'll miss you not. So okay, let's click that sign out here, and right, sign out. Any questions? No. Okay, sign out. So let's just quickly create a new one, and we go through the process again now to create a new one here. So refresh and close all the browser. Close. Hey, did it sign out? Okay, close, and yeah. Alright guys, so we'll just go for E5 trial again, and it doesn't show here. So Vikas shows some other screenshot as well. Let's check it out. And so there's that your products and settings and actions, and delete the subscription as well. And there's a delete subscription here as well. Well, we wanted to. Oh, you want to delete the subscription as well? Yeah, that's good. That's a good idea. So guys, let's delete the subscription as well. If it's lets us, so there would be no record of that. Otherwise, normally what happens is, after 1 month, they will ask, hey, do you really want to do that? Or we're putting some more limitations on your features. Then after one more month, then they delete it themselves as well. But if you want to do it yourself, so and not Microsoft removing our you know, yes, we can do that too. So I'm just gonna, if you want to do that, delete as well. Yeah, we can just do that too. Small let me see shift 123 dot shift 123 and let me in click no. And if I go to admin center here, and then billing your products. So there's a delete button here for premium 2. First of all, my E5 trial. So I just click the delete here, and it says deleting your subscription blocks all users from accessing their Office. Yeah. An email notification will be sent to all administrators. Yeah. Okay, I understand. Delete subscription. Bye bye. And then delete subscription here as well. Yay. Okay. Suppose if you don't do that, then after 2 months they delete it themselves. But why should we keep it open? So that's also a very good thing. Vakas. So, and if we go way down here, there was a Power Automate that was just free anyway, and delete that too. And then now all 3 subscriptions are gone. For enterprise mobility, for this particular account, there was subscription here, cancel subscription. Okay. So moving to another service provider. Okay, so cancel subscription. Okay. Anyway, so now we can log out. Woo! Yay! Woo! Wow. Okay. So I'm just gonna go ahead, sign out, and there you go. There you go. So sign out from here as well. Refresh. All right. Right. So I'm just gonna open again the Google, and then we can just type here Office 365, Office 365 E5 subscription, right? Okay, and then we can go for the Office 365 Enterprise E5 plans. So Office 5 E5 subscription, that's the first thing, and then there is or you can see here Office 5 E5 trial. We can just put here trial as well, and we can just go here. So Office 5 E5 trial. I'll click that, and it starts creating the account. So I'm just gonna click that for you as well. If you're already not there, if you're there, that's okay. And okay. And on OneNote as well. So creating a new Office 365 subscription, E5, and trial one, and the link is here. Okay, so let's carry on and just create today's domain name there. So create a new account here, click that, and there you go, you're signed out. Woohoo! Seriously? Okay. I'll refresh that. Since I have that link, I'll just click that again. Create a new account. Serious? Okay. So I'll just go for another link. E5. So I'll just go for Microsoft 365 E5 Enterprise plans. Somehow it's not working. And from here, I'll just go for E5 when it opens up again. Did I mention E5? Because if this is, oh yeah, there's the E5. So I'll just go for this E5 here, this one, right? And learn more. There's learn more, and there you go. So this is the page that should have compare offerings. I just need to go for trial version. Sometimes it's straightforward, and sometimes it just takes us to contact details, compare offerings. You kidding me? Okay, $73. Wow. Hey, wasn't it $35? Okay, so Office 365 E5 trial. Seriously? Oh, there you go. How to create an E5 trial? No, not there you go. No. I should have gone for that previous. Yeah, there you go. There it is. Switch to Canada. Yes. So guys, this is it. I'll just put that link here. If the first one didn't work, then this one. Just putting it here. All right. So free trial. I'll just click that free trial here. This is the direct landing page, and I'll put it here as well. Better use this one if above is not working. Okay, so and then again, the same thing as we did before. Just put your Gmail here, or Hotmail or Yahoo, whichever you're regularly using, and then click next to. Nazmul says Microsoft suspects you that you already used E5 trial. Yes, it was just making me go round and round. Oh no, he's back to create another one. Seriously, what do you think he is? Uh, you know, uh, so okay, but I'm marketing for them, right? So isn't that marketing as well? So in fact, I should be put there as MVP for now. Valued professional. Yeah, right. Okay. MVP. Okay, Wakas has put another screen here, and let's see that. Cancel subscription. Yeah, because I did that. But yes, cancel subscription. When I was clicking delete, 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 then I found that and I did that. But that's a very good point. Cancel subscription for which? Enterprise mobility. So that's good. Hey, you haven't gotten rid of the old account. Man, you're really dig down deep. That's very good. Oh, okay, there's a statement here as well. Does anyone facing this? Mm. Okay, guys, not eligible to cancel online. Your subscription enterprise blah 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 is not eligible to be cancelled online. You must contact support for associate assistance with canceling this subscription. If you prefer to cancel your subscription after its expiration date, you can turn off recurring billing. Wakas, did you put your credit card there? If not, don't worry. So, and they're not going to search us, and find out our PO box and our M1, P1, or something like that. So, so if you didn't put the credit card, you're good. Alright, guys. So we're creating that setup account here. So I'm just gonna click that setup account, and there's first name and last name. So yeah, all that, and the company name you can just put anyone. So it's Cloud Engineers Academy, and company size is huge, one person. Okay, so it's a one-man show. Okay, so anyway, you can just put any name here and click next. Right? Just put name, phone number, company name. Text me, yeah. Send verification code. Okay, let's get it. Or uh, 450 476. Verify. Do it done. Okay, so the name here is today's date, obviously. So your first name today is 16 June 2020, or whatever domain name you wanna, and go for your favorite dish again. I'll stick to samosa again. Samosa, right? And that's also the veggie one. Okay, so check availability. Good. So your first name, today's date, and whatever your favorite car, dish, whatever, or whatever you want to put. So once the domain name is there, then click next. We're all good, right? Next. And oh, NetPlus College Toronto. So I'll just put admin here to make it simple. Admin, and the password does not contain part of your email. Yeah. So X Y Z X, Y, Z, shift 1, 2, 3 without shift 1, 2, 3. And X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z, shift 1, 2, 3 without shift 1, 2, 3. Alright. I would like to hear, no I don't. I would like Microsoft to share, no I don't. Okay, so just put admin there, just try to keep it a bit simpler. We could have gone for a simpler domain as well. Just today's date. No, then we can't create that, right? So it has to be unique. So anyway, sign up, and that's it. So we're now logging in. Yay! Woohoo! Yay! Okay, so this is the new one for me, and I'll copy that and put it in that. So yeah, I'll just put a new page for me, so that would be the new one, so I could remember it. And all right, so then go to setup. Well, we can go to setup as well, but we're not gonna actually set up. In fact, we can if you want to add the domain now, but we don't have any users. So thank you for choosing Microsoft 365. Let's finish setting up things. Oh, setting things up. Come on, move it. So guys, well, the thing is that we can just cancel out from here, setting up the whole thing. This is for end users, not for you administrators. You guys are advanced, right? So, okay, let's click Exit Setup. Let's click Exit Setup. So later you can just add that domain, and then, well, we can continue. And if you want to create those sync those users again, because the domain has been removed and the synchronization from that same Active Directory, you can try to go for that to this account as well. Okay, so let's go down to what we were doing, and we don't see Sharepoint. Woohoo! Yay! Because it's a new account and they are still in the process of making it, creating it, right? So I don't see Sharepoint. Do you? Nope. Okay, no SharePoint. All right. So well, I'll refresh that again. And SharePoint is not here. Yeah, it happens. And refresh. Well, normally new account, it applications are showing up slowly. And there you not go. Okay. So guys, yeah, sign out, sign in. Okay. Sign out, sign in. Oh, whoa. Yeah, I have that username already there. So 16 June samosa. Anyone else seeing the SharePoint? Yes. Okay, so I didn't delete the old account, so SharePoint is always there for me. Okay, Nazmul is there. And Nazmul, did you put your credit card there to extend your subscription, or is it 90 days for you because you know friends in high places in Microsoft? Oh, oh, you didn't put the. Oh, you didn't extend. Oh, it's still working. Okay, you started. Okay, I just enable E3. Okay, so you can extend free by enabling E3. That's what you're saying. You can extend E5 free without credit card by enabling E3 there. Is that the same package? Like you got your same you got the same what? Same users are still there, and it was just 30 days. I'll click admin. Oh, okay. And there you go now. Oh, actually it's there. So yeah, thank you guys. And SharePoint, I'm just gonna click that SharePoint now and clicking it there. So now what we were doing in last classes were sites and then active sites. So is everyone there on the share endpoint? Share endpoint. No, there's no endpoint, there's SharePoint. So everyone there. Okay. Anyone not in? So yeah, I should ask that this way. So okay. Now let's carry on with what we were doing, and so we will click active sites here, and we had created last time a site. Oh, where did that site go? Where did we create last time? Hmm. Let's search that. Where is that? Okay, just kidding. So yeah, let's go ahead and just create a new site. But you can see that there is already a site here, communication site, right? And we saw that there were two sites there, two types of sites there. One is Teams and one is communication. So we're gonna go for all the features of communication site, and inside when we go to the site, there are many other things that we need to know. So I'm gonna click that plus create here, Z's one, and there's that communication site. So I'm gonna click that communication site here, and in the communication side we talked about all this themes here anyway, so we can just go for company site, and there's that slash sites, that longer link here, and teams, and it becomes even longer because we have a longer domain. This portion is long, then you already have this, but if you definitely add your own custom domain, then this very long page or long link becomes shorter. So anyway, this is company site, and then who's the who's going to control that. So there's then admin here, and when I type admin, so it's just admin here, and advanced settings just corrects the time here. So there's Eastern time, US Canada, and let's click finish. Right, so on this page we have company site, we have the site owner, and the time zone. Right, so once that is done, let's click finito. All right, so once we finito, so let's click finish. So the company site is created there, and then let's click it, company site. Let's click the company site here, and once we click that, so we've already talked about hub, we have talked about sharing, we have talked about permissions and create. In fact, I'll close this. There's a close button here, right? I'll close this. So we can also delete this site, right? So let's delete this site. So the question would be, hey, then why did we create it, right? So okay, let's still go ahead and delete this site. So let's click delete, and there's a delete button here, right? So okay, so Mariam says sorry, show again from where, Mariam? So you how, the creating site or create site, right? Creating site. So there's that, click plus create, just click that, and then go to communication site, this one, and then communication site. When you choose the communication site, then just go for company site. That's what we wrote there. And yeah, in my case, I'm just gonna type 1 here, but I'm not gonna actually create that. So you can just go for company site, and then just type in the site owner as admin, or whatever you named for the user. Just put that username there, and it pops up here, and just select it. And then in the advanced settings, this one, you can see Eastern time, US and Canada. So just do that, Eastern time, US Canada here, and that's it. Click finito, that's all. So right, welcome. So I'm just gonna click cancel here, and so once this site is created, let's go ahead and delete it. So once we delete it, so I'm just gonna select that, and there's a delete button here, and I'm gonna delete it. So it's gone. See? So so the thing is that you can see here on the deleted sites that you can restore it as well. So, but how long does it take? How long will it keep this site? That's what I want to show you. So Nazmul says that if we create Office365 group, then a group Sharepoint site will also be created automatically. Yeah. So last time we had 2 or 3 sites there showing there. So that was because of the Office365 group. So Nazmul is sharing that point. Thank you for that. So okay, guys, deleted sites here, and then you can see that 93 days it will keep that. After that it will permanently deleted. So 93 days is the main thing. So I'm just going to select that and restore. So that was the point here. Do not click that permanently delete. Just click the restore and go. Let's go ahead and and store. So how much time it takes to restore? Well, not much. So, well, there was actually nothing inside, right? So if you have added a lot of stuff here, then it might have taken a longer time to delete, longer time to restore. So I'm going to click that active sites again. So you can see that you can restore it easily from the deleted sites area. So now, if that is done, and guys, yeah, what Nazmul was saying there, let's just do that too. We can just go to Office 365 Admin Center because we're in SharePoint now and we can check it as well. So that's very good to just put it in front of us. So we can go to Office 365 Admin Center and then we can go to now there is groups here as well, and then there's the groups that we created there. For Exchange server. So go to Exchange Admin Center. It says here as well if you want to create groups. So I'm just going to go down here to Exchange here and Exchange server, then in recipients. So we know where we create the groups, right? So there is that new Office 365 group written here. So hopefully everyone knows where we are. Admin Center, Exchange Online, and then there is new Office 365 group here, right? So we can click that and put some name there. Suppose it's marketing DEPT, and click. Well, okay, I'll just copy that from there and put it here as well, and click anywhere else. So public, anyone can see content. Yes. So that's it. So just put a name here, and we don't have an extra domain here to change it to, so that's good. And if you go further down here, so it says subscribe new members, subscribe members, conversations, let people outside the organization send email to the group. Well, it's up to you if you want it to be available for outsiders. Otherwise, it's going to be for insiders, but we talked about that already. So let's just click save here. So we just give a name, that's it. No change on the group, right? And that is new Office 365 group here, and click save. Well, okay, so today it's gonna finish. I think I should tell my kids to stop YouTube and all the online games. Oh, okay. So press OK, and then it goes for hey, membership, ownership, and ship, delivery management, and group delegation. So anyway, just leave it and save. So it's just created here Office 365 group, and if I just click here, so anything extra that tells us for. So I'm just going to go back to the SharePoint Admin Center and just refresh that, or after some time, or maybe tomorrow, we can refresh that. So whenever it pops up here, we're going to check that out, right? So right now, let's just keep that group created there, and we will just, keep checking it later, because now we have 30 days, right, for this. Okay, guys, so we can go to the company site now, company site, and open that URL, because there's so much inside the site that we need to know. And let's just click that sites and company site. So here you can see the same familiar template here, right? And that template we then I just wanted to concentrate on then showing that it's not sharing with outside users other than those which we added as mail contacts there. So that's one thing. And if we click the documents here, this document, so first is the home, and then there's documents. So once we click the documents, it just goes to all the documents sites here, and then there's upload, and we did upload some of the folders there. Now quick edit is sync, just to synchronize with whichever other Microsoft OneDrive you can see here. I just click the sync here, and it just says that your SharePoint wants to open this application, open Microsoft OneDrive. So whatever drive folder that you have downloaded to your, so OneDrive is online OneDrive as well, but as we know that there's a OneDrive that you can download here, just like Google Drive you can download in your laptop or desktop, or you can download the OneDrive, and then whatever you put here in OneDrive, it just syncs up directly to the OneDrive up there as well, right? So if I click that open Microsoft OneDrive after clicking this sync inside documents here, so there's that, because it detects that I have a OneDrive downloaded and installed in my laptop. You may have also, or you may have Google Drive there, so Dropbox Drive there, or or Box Drive there. So it's just a folder that is downloaded here, or client that you download here, and then it's so this account, it just says that, oh, whatever files are there in your laptop or desktop, you can just put in that folder in your laptop or that client, and it will sync right away up to that site here. So set up OneDrive, put your files in OneDrive to get them from any device. Yeah, we get to know that, right? How the SharePoint structure is on the Office 365. Okay, so there's a question here, how the SharePoint structure is on Office 365. So SharePoint is, just one of the two core applications there inside Office 365. One of the four core applications: Azure Active Directory, Exchange, SharePoint, and Teams. But if we go for others, then there are some smaller applications as well. Second thing is SharePoint works with OneDrive together. How it is structured, it's just part of the full suite of Office 365 core applications there, where from the admin center you can just access that. Other than that, normally the structure of a SharePoint itself would be that there is on the top you create a site collection, and inside there you can create a couple of sites. In the background there are databases. Now if this SharePoint we had installed in our on-premises environment, then I would have told you that we have to install a SQL Server first, and in one machine. So let me just explain that first, and then you would understand that, okay, where it is standing right now when it comes to cloud. So if we were installing SharePoint in on-premises, then we would need one server just for SharePoint installation, and one separate machine for SQL Server installation. And inside the SQL Server, we would have created a database here on premises, and the SharePoint would say that, hey, where do I create the database? So you would have given the path of the SQL Server here, and it would just remotely create a database here. And then it normally shows a front end which is what we were checking just now, and that front end is the website that we're on right now, the company side, right? And in the back end, whatever configurations are being handled are being saved in the SQL Server here. So we normally, it is just made up of sites. So it's not calling that here, but normally it is site collection. That is the top site collection, right? And then under the site collection, you can create subsites. Those are called subsites, and this is the terminology you're going to see here, that under the site you can create more subsites. So if this is a company site, so subsites would be the department, sales department, the marketing department, and IT department here. When we talk about online SharePoint here, so obviously this part is gone now. So SQL Server database you don't have to worry about. You can create one site here. The top site that we just created now, normally it is called on-premises as site collection. So we just created a site collection here, in Exchange Online, oh sorry, SharePoint Online, it is not called, the top site is not called site collection, it's just called site. And it's subordinate sites, or the sites that we create inside this main site here. So this is the main site, right? So when we create subsites, so it will be called subsite 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So we are just offered here in SharePoint Online the front end of it. And in the front end, what we can do is we can create one site, and just like you can upload documents there, you can upload apps, attach apps there. So documents would be uploaded, the apps would be uploaded. Then there's a lot of other data adding tools there, so you can just upload a lot of data there. And then we can also connect some outside applications like financial applications. So there's BI or business intelligence applications, and then there are financial applications or office applications like ServiceNow. They all have connectors that actually can connect to SharePoint as well. So not only that it works as an intranet, but it also works as collecting data from different financial, banking, insurance company applications and showing it in SharePoint inside the site collection or sites. So if I written here site collection, this is not the terminology that we're going to use in Exchange Online or SharePoint Online. It's going to be just sites or active site, we can call it, right? So the main part where it's going to get tougher is that how can you connect an outside application, and not only connect, it's going to dump its data inside one of the sites of SharePoint. So how do that happen? So some of those tougher parts are there. So SharePoint would be just an application to share documents for projects, to just have a library of documents there. So it works as a library as well. Just for reference of documents, you just upload the documents there, and secure search for that as well when you go for, and then all the apps that you can add here. So in Exchange Server, you were able to add some apps. For SharePoint also, you can add a lot of apps, and then data from OneDrive or data from your on-premises can be uploaded here and organized. So again, it would be a site that is organizing your data and showing it in as an intranet, as if it's a internal company internet, that is intranet, and it can connect basically all financial or other applications that are compatible to it. It can connect SQL Server from another company also, and collect all its data here and show you in a very nice format. So overall, this is how on-premises used to have this. And I normally, in George Brown College, they give me that SharePoint. So I had to teach students how to install SharePoint on premises. So we had to install SQL Server and SharePoint and then connect to that. That was pretty horrible application when it came down to that. Now they have made it really, really good when it's online. Anyway, so that's overall a brief introduction to SharePoint, but we're going to go now into its features, and that's where we're just creating one site, so we know that, oh, there's one site. What can we do in that site? What are the other features in that one site? You can create a lot of subsites there. You can attach outside applications there and apps there as well. So overall, that's if there are any questions, let me know about this drawing. But overall, it's not as complicated as Exchange Server or Teams. It's kind of straightforward intranet plus a lot of outside different applications can also connect to it and dump their data to the site collection. It's not dump, it's like it shows it as a very organized way, all the data. Right, so I'm gonna print screen that and go ahead. But yeah, overall, these are the functionalities that I can mention, and you will see that it's not very complicated. In fact, at certain points, for me, it gets boring to death. So I'm like, ah, man, what am I using here? So, but yes, it's pretty famous in production environments, and it's a ready-made intranet that you can upload your data to, and different departments can organize their data and projects there. So, in terms of that, it is being daily used, and there's lots of tickets that gets created for that. Or depends on which organization you're in, if there are more tickets there or not. Maybe in a lawyer company or some publishing book company. So, anyone directly responsible for handling SharePoint in their company here? Anyone here who is directly responsible for managing SharePoint in your company? So Nazmul is. So Nazmul, do you see any tickets there for SharePoint or? Oh yeah, okay. So there are some tickets for SharePoint, sites and widgets and almost every day. Oh, okay. Uploading documents, or where are the document search, I could not find this. So all these, and I don't have permission for this document to open, and it goes on OneDrive with share permissions there. I cannot share that document. So all kinds of tickets normally come there. Permission related, exactly. Permissions. Okay, so yeah, users and departments, they upload their documents and they give permission to some groups and not give permission to some groups. So you will see basically it's being used for file upload and download and sharing. But yes, there's a lot more to it than just intranet, although companies still love to use this for intranet. So now here, thank you for the replies. And okay, so company site here, when we talk about, so yeah, announces provide permission to external user with limited access. Okay, yeah. So that's where we're gonna go down to permissions for this, and just like we talked about permissions in Exchange server, we are also going to talk about. There's a long list of permissions here as well that you should be very careful about what you should give and should not give, and what are the best practices there. Okay, so we talked about. Oh, then I was just talking about the documents here. There are some very very simple things that like synchronization, export to Excel, Power Apps, automate. So these two power tools we're going to be talking about in next class. Because first I'm just gonna cover some of the basics here, and then we're gonna go for. But just to understand that Power Apps and Power Automate would be, there's a family of power applications, and that is called the overall it's called Power Platform, and this is low code to no code, as I was mentioning at the start. So if you can create an app without with very less code, and you can also make some automations to, okay, first I will open this app, then I will after that this task should happen. So first if I upload the document, automatically it should be emailed to anyone. So if you're on this page and you are on automate here, so let's click that automate and then go to Power Automate. And what automate means is you're making 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 tasks that you do every day. Click this. Okay, if I click a document, or somebody uploads a document, my job is to attach this to Outlook and email it to my manager, and also change its permission, and also some other three, four more tasks that you have to do pretty much every day. Why don't you just automate that whole set of processes there? So there's that Power Automate or create a flow that we can do. So let's click that create a flow here, and then when we click the create flow, there's that start with a template and create a automated tasks between your SharePoint data and other apps. So choosing a template will open the Power Automate site where you will finish creating your flow. But we just need to understand what is a flow. So there are scenarios here. Send a customized email when a new file is added. So you can see that there are those the icons also showing their admin center and SharePoint. Then there is SharePoint, again it's showing their request manager approval for a selected file. So if suppose there's a file that is called that is Excel file is there with the name info, then get the approval right away if you want to automate that process. And then save my email attachments to a SharePoint document library, get signatures for a selected SharePoint, and it goes on and on. But if you go to the first one here, send a customized email when a new file is added. So let's click that first one here, and so welcome to Power Automate. Choose your country region. So it just says that, oh, you want to automate your tasks. So we'll just go for Canada, and then it's okay to send me occasional promotional emails. Sure, why not? Let's uncheck it. Okay, so let's click Get Started after selecting Canada, and so you can see here when it comes to Power Automate that it is send a customized email when a new file is added here. So this means that send yourself or someone else a customized email whenever a new file is added to a selected SharePoint document library. We were inside a SharePoint document library right now. This is the document library here, and this is the other page where we are creating a flow, and that is Power Automate area here. Now that you can just go down and start attaching 4 or 5 or 6. Maybe you can attach Yammer there, whatever automatically should happen if you upload a document. Something should trigger some other application to do something else. So what you can see here is this flow will connect to Office 365 Outlook, and this is the account there, and the SharePoint permissions are there, and then there is Office 365 users are there. So the thing is that it's just saying that if you upload a document, then it will be sent by this account, admin account, and what other words? So if we go for this plus sign here, for this flow will connect, right? So if we go to the plus sign here, just to check that what else we can do. So it just confirms that yes, this is the account here. There is no other account actually. And then it says SharePoint permissions. You want to go for permissions. So first of all, again, what is this? Are we signed in or not? So I'm just going to click that. Yes, I'm signed in now. I click that and it is signed in. That's the first thing. Second thing, permissions. So I'm just going to click that permissions for the SharePoint. And it says SharePoint helps organizations share and collaborate with colleagues, partners, and customers. You can connect to SharePoint Online to an on-premises SharePoint 2013-2016 form using the on-premises data gateway to manage documents and list items. So anyway, what is SharePoint is just saying this flow will be able to read list, and library names, as well as the names of the columns, create, read, update, copy, and delete files and metadata. So okay, in English, what it says is that, hey, if you upload some document here, I'm going to email it with this account, admin account, right? So, but then there's Office 5 users here, and I'm just going to click that plus sign in here as well, that, hey, is that the account that has all the permissions to create this flow? And also, if I click the permissions, so Office 5 users, so Office 5 users connection provider lets you access your user profiles in your organization using your Office 365 account. So I'm just going to close that because it's just saying that this flow will be able to read your full user profile and read the full profile of all users. So I'm going to click close here. So let's see what it does. But what it's supposed to do is send yourself or someone else a customized email whenever a new file is added. So if I add a new file, I will be sent this file in my email to myself. That's what it's supposed to do. That's what it says here, right? So let's click that create flow here, right? So let's click that create flow blue button here. Waiting for browser and blah blah blah. Okay, details. So once we click that, So send a customized email when a new file is added. So flow, send a customized email when a new file is added. On description, send yourself or someone else a customized email whenever a new flow. That's what we heard, and that's the original template. So 28 days, 28 day run history. So when your flow runs, you will see its history here. Okay, so does it work? I'm gonna go back to the site here, and I'm gonna upload something, and let's go to the upload, and let's go to the files area, right? And oh, I didn't know what's happening. Okay, so now well, I'll just upload some file here, and that's some picture, JPG picture. So I uploaded it here, and that's what I am supposed to do. All. So did I get an email showing that there's that file that was uploaded here? So did the flow actually work? So in the background, did it work? Or I'm just going to refresh that. I'm going to visit my email now as well, or we can just check it later as well. So I'm just going to refresh that. Or do we have to do something else as well? So I'm going to refresh here on the flow, and yeah, there's that June 16. So history on the automate flow is showing 5 seconds ago. Start duration is 0 second, and status is succeeded. So if I click on top of this, I'm still back to this Power Automate where I create that flow, and there's that something is showing in the history, right? So if I click that, when a file is created, properties only, 0, get my profile version 2, and send an email 1 second. Wow. Okay, so is there an email in your Outlook? So if I go to open my Outlook, right click here, open, and look out for Outlook. Oh, so I get an email, and yes, the flow works. Power Automate works. Okay, improve search. Yeah. Scheduling at a glance. Yeah. Enjoy the new Outlook. I don't know why you went through this. So yes, guys, the Power Automate works, and it if I had uploaded a file on this document library, yes, it actually sent me that email right away. So this is I didn't have to email it to myself, but this means also that if you upload a lot of files, every file is now going to be emailed, and then you can play with the whole Power Automate, and you can see all the advanced features of Power Automate as well, that what else you can automate, and how many other types of and there's a send email here on that Power Automate which I saw. So if I click that send email, inputs to inputs, and then there's a to new file added. You can even change the message here, and output is this 200 second and this, but I could have just put here there's a semicolon here, and it should send that email automatically as the file uploads. It could send it to anyone else as well. But what I'm going to try here is that to check the outside permissions once again if it lets me, and actually it's not. So yeah, right now it's not, but if I go, yeah, this is the body of the email, but if I change that, yeah, this is just a reporting, and that's not where it will let me, but we can just make those changes here. So I'm just gonna go on the left side. There's that templates, and that's where we saw all the templates here. So if I go to the left side of the Power Automate, which is part of your SharePoint, so you can see save Office365 email attachments to OneDrive for business, and then you can see all kinds of templates there. Wow. Now this is actually send form responses for approval. Any specific reason or scenarios we need to have this flow? Yeah, because the main reason would be to automate a task that you were doing manually. So what did we just automate? If anyone uploads a file here, though that file will be emailed to me if I was supposed to do that myself. So if anyone uploads a file, I would just go here and click the share button, and then select my email admin and then click send. So this is just being done automatically here. So whatever steps we were doing, this is the short, simplest example of what can be done. But that's where more complicated things are coming. And yeah, I can't do that. This is just one file, right? So suppose there were 200 files there. So whenever the file gets uploaded, I have to go there and just share it and then email it. So it's just doing that automatically. So it's just like any script that you create, and you're clicking 10 times something, 10 places you're clicking and doing something, it's automating that. But what else it can do, that's in the templates. So send form responses for approval. Now that involves a lot of applications here, and send approval and follow up via email. So we have to just, you have to just check that, what does this template do, how does it do the send myself a reminder in 10 minutes. Okay, so get a push notification when you receive an email from your boss. So it's automating some of the common tasks that are done manually in SharePoint, and it's pretty much a lot of scenarios there. See more templates. So it keeps on going. Now wherever there are so many boxes created, so this means that you have to go to all these places. So that's what I was saying, seeing here, track Microsoft Forms responses in an Excel online business spreadsheet. So whoever fills up a form, suppose there's a new employee form, there's a device borrowing form. So whoever fills that, then it should upload it to some Excel sheet. So it's going to go through all that. It's going to automate that task that you would have done manually otherwise. So the main purpose here is that you want to do any task manually or automatically. So is there a template for that task? And if there is, you're lucky. Otherwise, you can then you would then have to go for create and actually start learning how to actually create my own automation for some of the tasks that I do manually every day. So then Vikas says that as an admin, or just like journal rules where I want to keep track what's going on. This is not about keeping track. It's about just being more lazier than before. It's about automating steps, right? So again, what I just did was that whatever steps I needed to take here, I don't need to take that now, right? I know that whoever uploads the file here, will that file will be automatically emailed to me. So, but this is just one type of example I just showed you. That email to me a file, right? So, but that's not what Power Automate does. So if I go for start approval when a new item is added, so it can do this task as well, but it involves 4 applications here, right? So record from form responses in SharePoint. So if you have created a form and you wanted to record its response in SharePoint, so it's going to do that. So it's just that, if you take 10 steps or 20 steps for a task, it's going to do that. It's once you go through this automation, it's going to do that in seconds. I take 20 minutes to do a task, and it involves like 50 steps. So we can create an automation here where those 50 steps will be done in few seconds and will not take 20 minutes for me, right? So it's a lot of scenarios, not just that email scenario. It's a lot of scenarios here that can be automated. Now, I'm just looking for another scenario that is simpler and I don't have to create a lot of stuff here. But if the idea is clear, that's the main point here, that you can actually automate a lot of steps and you don't have to do those steps manually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This will help you do those steps automatically in few seconds. So there are so many scenarios. I'm not sure which one else. So what are these? Vikas says, what are okay. Prem says, is it possible to do another template scenario? Okay, I'm checking that. And Vikas says, what are these numbers at the bottom in right corner? So that could be the template number. That's schedule automated 2009. It is supposed to be how many number of times it has been used, or this has been used, because it is changing as well. Some people have used that 21,000 times scheduled. Some people do that 19,000 times. This one. So people have been automating. So let me just go for another one where I can automate some other common tasks where I don't have to create a lot of stuff. But well, that email example should have been clear. I'm not sure why it's not clear. Uh, to show that what does Power Automate really do, right? So shared featured. This is all flows. Actually, this is all flows. Approval button, Visio, data collection, email. If I go to another email one, so it's not just one type of automation. Start approval when a new item is added. Okay, this seems like get a push notification when you receive an email from your boss. Oh, wow. Okay. Save Outlook.com email attachments to your OneDrive. That can be done. So, uh, this involves actually two applications here. Save my email attachments to a SharePoint document library. Okay, that we can do as well. I'll send an email with an attachment, and it should add that attachment to a SharePoint document library, right? Scheduled, instant, and automated. Yeah, there you go. So, that would be automating your tasks that you were doing manually before. That's what it does. Basically, that's the idea behind it. And you can just play with any of those scenarios and see that, oh, I would have, if I haven't done that, I would have done with maybe 15 to 20 steps. Click this, click that, open this, write this, and then do click like. So you're avoiding all those clicks and automating that. So I'm just going to go for this one. Save my email attachments to a SharePoint document library, right? So, oh, okay, Vikas says, as an admin, it's going to be bombard admin mailbox in the first example of uploading anything on SharePoint. Yes. Suppose that, so yeah, we're not supposed to do that. If we need it, then we can do that. Second thing is maybe that is CEO's documents, and CEO has instructed us, the IT guys, to uh, create a separate mailbox where CEO and directors and senior managers and managers, whoever uploaded their suppose it is dedicated for those high management bigwigs, right? So they're saying that, hey, save them in one mailbox as well. So then you can automate that instead of suppose I didn't know that automation before, and I was actually doing that because I was told that whatever is uploaded here, not only here, but also email it to a specific mailbox. Thank you very much. So they will just say that, and we have to figure it out. Now there is a way to, we don't need to be involved. We just automate that and do something else, right? So yes, otherwise, yeah, if it is million documents, so there are million emails. Good luck. So if we face that scenario, go for it. Otherwise, don't go for it, right? So I'm going to go back to this, save my email attachments to a SharePoint document library. I'm just going to click that, and this is under where? Email, right? So I'm just choosing something that is doable here now. Save my email attachments to a SharePoint document library. I'm just going to click that. And Nazan says we have created vacation submit and approval for one of our client using Power Automate. Okay, that's good. So create vacation submit and approval. That's very good. So somebody has applied for vacation, and it's once that person submits, so or there will be an approval process. So the email will be sent automatically to the boss. I hope it doesn't automatically approve as well, or reject as well. It should be some human in the background who's actually approving, but the approval process is automated. Submit, and the email goes for approval directly, right? So the boss just have to click approve or disapprove. That's all. So guys, I'm here, save my email attachments to a SharePoint document library. So I want to automate this process. And otherwise, whenever email attachments come, I have to separately go to that Outlook. I have to check that email. I have to download that attachment and then upload it in the document library. So I just counted 4-5 steps there, right? So, but instead of that, I can automate that as well. So when an email with an attachment arrives in the inbox folder, save the attachment file in SharePoint document library. You can also use filter to run flow only for emails from a specific person by using the variable is from filter applied. So if the email comes with an attachment from Brian, suppose he's my boss, right? Then set it to true and input expected from email ID in the condition validated. So you can make changes if you want. Otherwise, all emails with attachments will be added to your SharePoint as well. So Exchange Server and SharePoint are working together here, but you don't have to click, 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 all that, right? Um, yeah, from SharePoint. Okay, so you're saying Nazmul saying from SharePoint the submit vacation would be going for approval. But you're saying that user can submit vacation using Power App. And Flow is using Power Automate. Seriously? Wow, you're already there, man. So Power App. So this means that you guys have created a Power App already, which is our next class topic. So Power App is that you can actually create a app that can be deployed to a cell phone as well or on a browser, and it looks like a cell phone app. So when we do that, you will know. Okay, so here what I hope you understand what we're doing here. And so Power App is published in SharePoint site for user to apply vacation. Oh, okay, it is published there. So okay guys, here when an email with an attachment arrives in the inbox folder, save that. I hope you understand that. So I'm just going to create a flow for that, right? So if I go for SharePoint permissions and it's just showing what it does, and this flow will create that. So I'm going to click which email is this. This is the email. So if I click that switch account, so who is sending this flow will connect to SharePoint and with this credentials. So okay, and I will keep these credentials. I'm going to click continue. It's creating a flow. So what the second automation is doing, well, let it get created. Seriously, why is it cold here? I did put my it's I think it's done. Well, oh, seriously. So if we check this, there is that check for email address. If so, save my attachments to a SharePoint document library. If yes, check from my email address. Then it's just giving you a logic of all how it's going to go ahead. If yes, apply to each attachment on the email. Right now it's applying to each attachment on the email. So attachment is showing there, and then condition file not created, or so if no, then it's going to we can just add an action here as well. It's a bit more longer process here, but overall it's showing that at which stage you can actually introduce some other process as well, right? So it keeps on going down here, and condition file not created. Suppose if the file was not found, then 403 error should be coming here. Just say 403, I did not find a file there for the attachment, or the file was not a legit file. So it just says here that attachment was found. Then what you do? If yes, you found the attachment, then get my profile. So what is my profile? It's my email address, which is my mail, and then send an email to myself, and you can just add further actions here as well if you want. Add an action, add an action, add an action. But basically what we were saying is that if I receive an email with an attachment, just upload it to my SharePoint document library, which is this one, right? So let me send an attachment, a file with attachment to this Outlook here, and check that if it will remove or put that attachment here in the SharePoint, right? So I'm just going to send an email from outside to this guy here, to this email address here. So I need that horribly long email address, and admin add. Oh yeah, it's the same. Oh, I'll just go here. But you should get the point that it's automating all the tasks here. So copy. I'm on the other screen. I'm going for my Gmail, and there I'll just send a quick email to this. I'm gonna attach some JPG file or some text file here. Testing Power Automate. I'm putting in the subject testing our Power Automate in the other screen, and I'm just clicking the attachment, and I'm adding another uh, JPG file here. Okay, so that's a JPEG file. It's a picture, and testing. I'm just putting in the body testing as well. So I'm sending this attachment. I'm just sending from a Gmail to my Hotmail as to my this account as an attachment. So from Gmail, an email should come here with an attachment if it accepts. Well, it does, right? New. Okay, so that's still the same one. So whenever it comes, so what I'm expecting is that if the email comes and there's an attachment there, obviously, um, and that attachment is supposed to be added to our document library. Okay, so there are, what are the three dots for then? Mariam is saying for in the document library. Okay, is in the document, in the templates, or okay, these three dots. So yeah, you can just play with that, and you can rename, add a comment, static results, just preview that what is should be the result, and p code, what is the code behind that, and delete. So yeah, for each window there. So what you want to do, or do you want to rename that is the site address, create a file here and add a comment. So if I go for static preview here, so enable static results, actually it's still in previews. It's not, when I say preview, it's still testing phase, so it may not work right now, but this is just the stages that it's saying, and you want to add something else to those stages. Suppose it was not able to find an attachment, so you want to add an action there that there should be a URL opening there saying that this action was not complete, so we were not able to find your attachment, or that attachment was not scanned, so it is in you know anti-spam has gotten taken care of it. So there could be any message that we can attach here manually. Now guys, I think I did not, I didn't make a change here. So site address is required. Seriously, folder path is required. So actually I did not make some adjustments here, so it's not working right now. Site address is SharePoint. Seriously. Okay, it needs to be told which site it will be uploading the document. That's why it was incomplete, guys. So I was just checking for result, so it was incomplete. So I'm just gonna put that yeah, there's the site name that I added there, and enter custom value. Okay, add any content from the, so what I'm trying to add here is site address required. So I think I'm not giving the full address, so I'm just gonna put that quickly here. Yeah, add dynamic content. No, I just want to put the site address here, and that is https site/site name. So if I go to the site here, site name is this company site, right? So this much I have copied here, and this is what it's supposed to take. So I'll just go here, and that's one thing. So it should just accept that right away. And folder path must start with an existing library, add folders if needed. So I need to check that folder path here, so I'm just going to click that folder path here, and folder path could be lists, share document, sharing links, site pages, style library. Okay, lists. So this is the folder path that I'm putting here right now. So where is lists? If I just go to the site here, so yeah guys, automate is not a straightforward task. You have to go ahead and try to check out and make the logic of that. So I just mentioned that in the lists, just add that. So where is that lists that I just mentioned here? So we can go for site contents here, and okay, style library is there. Yeah, I could just give this path here as well, and then there's form tools, and there's a document here and site pages. So it just says here, I'm showing you this, right, this area. So it's just saying there that where do you want this document to land. So I can just again go for show picker here, and then I can go for actually style library, this one, right? So style library, now this style library is part of this site. So yeah, that's why it's gonna be complicated if and this is not complicated. I mean, this is not exactly complicated. This is, I'm just trying to go through another automate style. When you go to Power Apps, at the start it looks very easy. After that, you have to really dig down deep into just to get a hang of it. So what I did was I gave the address of my site that I created, and I told that within my site, this one, suppose you have 12 more sites, but you gave the address of this site here, right? So company site, and then within this site, please put that attachment in the style library. That's what I have said till now. Okay, so on the top right, which components are there in every site? Oh, these are the components in every site. When you open, suppose you create a new site, 4 or 5 more sites. So there are site contents there, documents, form templates, style library, events, site pages. Then there are pages here. That's what I'm actually going through. But and I gave a simple example of automate. So otherwise, normally I was going for infrastructure first. But whatever feature is coming in my way, I'm just showing a simple example of that so you could get an idea. But when we go in depth, obviously, then it's going to be confusing that, oh, what's going on? What's going on? So we should first complete the infrastructure, then and stick to a simpler example that would still uh, keep us a little informed that what's going on. So I'm just putting that, since I'm into this now, I'm just gonna click save here. Hopefully it is okay with that. So I did give that path, and flow checker, so it's just going for flow checker. It's saying that site address is required, so I did give that site address. I think I have to save it on that level as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, should be okay. um, yeah, it's supposed to be okay. So it's just not detecting that right now that I have done that these tasks already. And oh, it's again loaded that. So I have done that, but it has loaded that. So this means that, guys, I'm just trying to give a idea about this feature that you can power automate, but there are lots and lots of work that you can do. This is another planet here that you can actually you know explore, and a small feature that I showed you is just an example of that, right? Otherwise, how to automate, that's not really part of the SharePoint course, that how to be an expert in automate. Then you have to explore yourself now. So this is a big application inside, right? So just like Power Apps, I'm going to give you a small example of that. But and if you go in depth, then obviously you have to just explore it, that how it's working. So a simple example should give an idea, but going in depth, yeah, then you can just go for the documentation and YouTube videos for Power Automate as well, that how to play with it, right? Okay, guys. So there's 8:21 here. Uh, oh man. Okay, 2 breaks are coming now. Well, one small, one long. So guys, let's take a break, 15 minutes, and then 5-minute break at 9:05, right? So let's take a 1 5 break minute break now, and then there's a 9:05. Okay, let's take a break. At 45, 8:22, 8:32, 8:36. Now, okay, so here I'll we'll carry on and what we were doing. Okay, guys. So here, Nazmul says that I'll put that picture here, and so the specific, if you go for specific user, then it is working for you. Nazmul says that. So this template is also working for Nazmul, so that's good. And thank you for sharing, Nazmul. And email attachments work for me from a specific user. Okay, not from the admin, but from a specific user, it is working for you. So again, yeah, the thing is that this would really work if we just try to spend a lot more time on it. And that's the only one that I have created with a new file added here. But the other template, yes, just go ahead and try to work on it. In the templates, I was seeing some errors there, but also that I haven't worked on all these templates. Definitely, I'll have to dig down if there are 5 applications. So it would be a real, we have to then figure out what exactly to do with that. So it was this email and then this document library, save my attachment to that, and then we were trying. So anyway, the thing is that I would want, the thing is that if I were you, I would just go ahead and try to go deep down into this. But main thing is every automation scenario is having its own requirements, right? So you have to just meet those requirements there, try to spend more time on that, and you will understand that how it's going on. But what I was planning to do here was to give you one simple example that okay, if you create a flow that way, it's going to automatically work. But then there are so many types of templates there, then they have their own requirements. And Nazmul has already tested one of those as well. Thank you for sharing those results as well. So yeah, at your free time, you can just share as well that okay, these are my steps, and that's where I'm stuck, and we can all here help you. So when we're in a pilot seat, it's kind of figuring out everything quickly is kind of a little challenging. If I was at your seat and you were in my seat, then I would have nice time, trying to export some of the features there without having the, that there are so many eyes that are staring at me right now. So so yeah, if I'm doing something new without preparing it first, so then of course I'll be stuck as well. Okay, guys. So the thing is that we need to get an idea. That's what I wanted to give you first. That automate would, and there are so many templates there. You can go with each template and try to figure out then what is required there. Just like Nazmul also was able to do that. In my case, it was not accepting those parameters there, and but those same parameters were worked with Nazmul. So if you got the idea about Power Automate, now in next class I'm going to be showing you also Power Apps, but it requires a little more patience, and it's not so automate. You don't need any code, right? It's click click click, and you can add some more information there. But apps, that requires low coding, LOW, low. But when it says no coding, yes, it is no coding as well, totally no coding as well. But behind that, still there's coding working, and some in some areas it comes down to that you can mess with some codes there as well. So that's where it gets a little more complicated, but you can create your app that automates some more process or offers some options there of automation. So, but we're going to do that in next class, Power Apps. Automate is just the new name for Flow. It used to be written here Flow, and instead of Flow now they are calling it Automate, and they've created so many templates there. So configure page approval flow. So see your flows here, and then there's page approval flow. So these are some scenarios that you might want to automate, and go for some simpler examples first, and then go for more complicated one, just like I showed you one there. So here, yeah, there are features, and then features, and then there's features. So that's where if it's a 5-in-1 course, it's kind of something that I could give you a brief introduction, but I won't be able to go in depth with all features and features, right? I can try to send you some more information about that as well, right? So, okay, guys, what we were talking about here, that we were able to upload the sites. So, first of all, when we go to the sites, you can see that there's home, there's documents, there's pages, and there's site contents, and there's edit here. So, if I click the home button again, so this is just like a regular site here. And if I click the new, so there's just list, document library, page, news post, news link, app. You can add apps there as well. So within one site, what kind of features are there? That's what we're just trying to explore, and some of the features we just saw as well, which are new, and they are still improving and evolving those features, right? So if we go down further, there on the same page, on the home page, then there's that new, and then news, and then there's a add there, news post or news link. Create a news post here. Keep your audience engaged by sharing your latest, so whatever news you want to add there, it could be a page there. So if I click the add news, that's going to be showing a template there, and then there is that blank template, or you want to go for some nice looking template there, or visual, or any of those. But right now it's actually if I double click that, actually I double clicked it. So share important news, and then next, add content using web parts. This is what we need to see as well. What are web parts here, right? And then next, publish with one click, and let's get started. So it created a page here of news post. So, and if you just put that some news there, so company got this project, got Nuna wood project. So if I just go for this, so there would be an add text here, and you can just give the details here, and then save as draft. So this is just some for a simple page, it's you can just do that directly. But I'm just going to go back to home button here, and then we need to still check the web part here, title of news post, and then events, add event there. So on this one page you can see these are two files that I added there right now, and then there's an event here. So but what I wanted to go for, just to explore some more features there, and a brief introduction to those, is if you go to pages there, so there's that one page that I just created here. But if you go to pages, so we can just create a page, and there are some so this is the page that I created, company got Nunavut projects. This is one of the pages that just got created. But if I go to new, then there is site page and link. So let's create a site page, which is just you can just go to pages, and you will see all the pages there. For suppose you're an auto company, and you can just create car parts there, car engines, parts, or whatever other breaks and other products of the company. You can create separate pages for all those and put some more details. So if I click the site page here, there's there's nothing big here in the site page, other than that there's widgets that you can add there right away. Okay, so Ali Sayed has also shown a screenshot here that I'm going to drag, and Ali is saying that one on new email with attachment initialize is from filter applied variable and condition. So your flow ran successfully. Okay, that's very good. And so Ali, you can just try this by sending an attachment and then see that if the attachment was uploaded there. Very good. You guys are really trying, and once you get the idea, yes, go ahead and play with it and try to figure out. Then it's not a lot of figuring out then once you have the basic idea that how it really works, right? So that's a very good, well done. Now, what I was just saying that once I create a page, there's no big deal with creating a page here. The thing is, what's inside the page and what are some of the features which are totally new or different. So I'm just gonna put that as suppose it's Toronto project. Now here, if we go down, there's a plus sign here. If I click the plus sign, so it says that, hey, what do you want to add there in terms of the featured apps that you can. So there are this it is, first of all, it is called web part. So web parts are just small, we can say, widgets or very small apps or utilities that do a very limited task. So you want to add just a countdown timer on your project page, or you want to just add a document library, group calendar you want to add, or highlights, or Kindle instant preview. Kindle is you can read books through this software, right? And it goes on and on. You want to add an app, Power App there in this page. You want to add Power BI, which is business intelligence, or any. So these are called web parts. So these web parts are just, so web parts are small, we can say, we used to call them widgets as well, or we can say applets, or just small utilities, uh, style slash apps. So utilities. So, or which is utilities or small apps that can do a small specific task, like as you saw just now. You can just have a map, like Bing map. You can add there because it's Microsoft, so cannot add Google Map, or countdown timer on the page. So any of the small utilities that you want to add there, calendar you want to add, so etc. So web parts are just those. These used to be the widgets in I think Windows 8 or Vista. They introduced the widgets. That is that you can have a small looking app in your desktop that is doing some calendar or task, or any countdown timer or something like that, right? So this is an YouTube link there. So YouTube app, you can add stream. Stream is the YouTube of Microsoft. It I've been using that Stream for another college and uploading their videos on Stream. It works like YouTube. It's just for the corporate. So you can upload all the videos there and share it with anyone within the organization. So it's a really cool, video streaming app. Weather, Twitter. So we get the idea that these are just those web parts, or just kind of widgets or small apps there that adds a specific functionality. So code snippet divider. So I'm just gonna click the YouTube. Suppose there's a map. Was there a actually Bing map there? Okay, so I'll click the weather, and so add a weather location here, and so it suppose it's Toronto, Ontario. It detects that, and then there's this weather coming here, right? So if I go for a plus sign again, and then I want to show that calendar as well, uh, and or YouTube, the company add a video. So that could be a video of. You just need to add a URL then, and then it's going to show that video. It will start running that video as soon as you open that page, right? So while the weather is coming there, it's also so you can just keep on adding all the web parts here if you want, right? And on the left side there is duplicate section. That would just, if you click that, so it will create one more big section there, and in that section you can add plus there. So it duplicated that section with YouTube widget here as well, but we can just remove that or add another web part if you want. So text or anything else, right? So the thing is that web parts can add applets to your page. So that's what web parts are, and that's the main thing to know here, that there are web parts. And then there's that publish, and we can just publish the page, so it will be available. And add page to navigation. You want to actually add that page to navigation as well, navigation of this area. So it is a Toronto project page named there, and there's add page to navigation. So if I click that, so you can see that this page is added to the company's navigation area here, right? So otherwise you would have gone for this by clicking the pages, and then within the pages you can just see that. So, and you want to email that or save as a page template, post as news on the site as well. So we can just click that, post as news on the site. So wherever there was a news, this could be added as it. This would be showing there as well. Okay, so widgets is one more thing, or the web parts is one more thing that I wanted you to see there. I'm going to click home here, and then refresh. So the Toronto project as a page is now added to the top navigation here, right? And when I get down to news, now the Toronto project is showing as a news. So this is the page that is added as a news here. And events, yeah, so not big deal when we come down to this. So other than when I go to pages, then there is site contents. That's where more you would see for SharePoint site within the site contents. So the documents just shows the document library, and you can see that there's Power Automate or flows there, or there's Power Apps, and you can upload and share documents. And then pages, you can create full pages, but you should remember that there's web parts that you can add there, and the rest of the pages are just, you add text and pictures there and YouTube video links or any video links. So this would be like a typical page there that you can add multimedia to. But web parts is one more thing that you need to know. And then, yes, that page could be part of the navigation as well. So then there's site contents. Now that's where we'll be working more when it comes to site contents. Oh, they're recording that. So in the site contents, when we go, so there's contents, and again, those in the background. So you can see on the home and then documents and pages, but in the background, these are the documents, or these are the folders, or these are the components that really run this whole SharePoint site or one site. So just like when you log in from Windows 10, you load your profile is loaded. What is a profile, or what folders are there, what components of a profile are there? So those components are, like a documents folder, pictures folder, and then downloads folder, right? And so those are the folders that are in the profile. So these are the components here in the SharePoint site. So documents, again, whatever you uploaded there, you will see here documents as well. Form templates. So if you have created any form templates, which we will be creating now, in fact, if this name came here, so we're going to just check that. How can we just create a form here? Is there some facility of creating a form? Because you will have to create a form for all types of occasions there if you are responsible for Office 365. So is there a form facility there? Is there a application that helps us create user forms, full name, city name, cell phone number, and all that. So then style library and all those pictures and some other. So if you go click the style library, so or whatever kind of pictures JPEG files that you are adding there to be added as a template or for any kind of multimedia, then you can do that. So I'm just going to click the site contents again, because here when we talk about form templates before the style library, so if I click the form template, so can we create a form here? I want to create a form where employees are added to the company. When employees join the company, when there's a new hire, so there should be a new hire form there, right? So how can we have a new hire form? So there's a new here, and there's Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, link. I don't see a real form here, but there's an add template here. Anyway, the thing is that forms, uh, it used to be, if I go back to the SharePoint here, it's hiding behind it. So when it used to be, so I'm going to go to the new more features. I'm on the SharePoint Admin Center, right? So if I click the more features here, so there was an info path here. Some of you who have this is the info path, right? So info path used to be the application for creating forms of all types, new hire form or packages form or promotion form or whatever form. So InfoPath is still there in a classic, SharePoint classic, but these features are added there if anyone wants to use them. Otherwise, now there are newer features there. So when you create a form, so InfoPath is the old way to create that. It also has an InfoPath designer that actually is a application that is downloaded and then you create a form and then publish it. But Office 365 has just created that other application called Forms. So that application name is Form. App name is Form. So if I go to Admin Center here, Microsoft 365 Admin Center, and if I go down to down, and if you go down to all admin centers here, so normally I want to go to actually all apps, right, which would be here, all apps. But since I was there in admin center, I'm going to click that admin center, and if the forms show here, because normally it shows all the admin centers that are there, right? So it will be an app. So if I go to the app now, let's go to the first login area here, and that's all apps here. And here, one of the apps should be forms. Yeah, there is a forms. So it goes way down here to forms, this one. So instead of using the info path that is provided by SharePoint, and that I was just showing you in the SharePoint. So this is the SharePoint Admin Center, and in the more features, if you drop down to more features, then the info path is there. So this is the old way, more complicated way to create forms, while if we go to this, so it can create the forms the way you want it. So I'm going to click that Forms app here, instead of SharePoint info path that you can use there. You can use actually forms here, which can create quizzes and which can create new forms as well. So if I click the new form, so this is the untitled form here, and then it will be new hire form, and then yeah, you can just keep on adding. Suppose we go for add new, so then it offers you choice there, text, rating, date. If I go for text here, so the question is your full name, and then you want it to be required or not, and they give you in the three dots there are subtitles, restrictions, add branching as well. Suppose there's a sub question there for the main question. So you can just click another one, and there's a drop down there. So the ranking, Likert. This means that there's a table that you want, file upload, new promote score, and section. There's another section that you can create here. So there are many ways that you can set this form. If I go for Likert, so branching has a new home. Try it out. Got it. And but the thing is that there's an option 1 and option 2 and option 3. What do you like? Do you like the company? And yeah, so this is we get that you know, boss boss is good. And then the option would be no way. And then yeah, so what we can see. And kinda and wow. And wow, wow. I don't know what. Excellent, right? So Likert is there, and you have to select any one of those, just like you add any forms and add new. So just trying to, and there's this choice here, and choice would be multiple choice here. So do you want to get promotion? Now, what kind of question? Promotion. And then there is yes or no, right? So obviously, why is the no even there? Anyway, so apart from all the ridiculous questions here, the main thing is that you can create a form very easily with all kinds of options there. Add new choice, text, rating, and the rating would be just how would you rate our company, and that's it. So it could be level 5 star, and it is required. And the last type would be date. So joining date, and that would be again. So and then there are themes and preview, right? So that's all. That's how it's, and preview is there, and this is the actual form that it looks like, how it looks like. And then well, this is in computer and this is in mobile. How would it show in mobile form? So it would show it like this. Wow, that's cool, right? Okay, so on a computer, how it look like, and then share. When you click the share, so you can just share it with a link, and then there's that link, and then only people to this organization or anyone with the link can respond. So that's pretty easy. Or to an email or a QR code. You can create a QR code for this one, right? And embed it somewhere. So it could be all that. So guys, this is how a form is created, and you can just save it as well, right? This form you can add as a link, new hire form. So if I just copy that, the link is ready, and then I can go to the document where you can where I was there in the content. So you can add here list, page, document library, app, subsite. So link option is not there. If I go to pages, that's where the link option should be. So yeah, there's a link. So in the pages, we can just add here new hire form, or hiree form, or hire form, right? So you can just tell anyone that, okay, can you go to the company site and go to the pages there, and then click this new hire form, and then please fill it up, right? So that URL can be given to anyone. Okay, guys, just 5 minutes there for a very small break, and then let's come back. Five-ish, it could be 6 or 7. Okay, we're back from the break, and what we were talking about was site contents, and within the site contents of the company site, there's that documents, and then there's form templates. But what I was doing before was just creating a form, and some of the options of the brief options of the forms there. And then to share that form, we got a link there, and that if I went to the pages there and added the form link, new hire form here, and that is uh, the form link can be added there. So now if we go to the site contents again, there's that option of sub sites as well. So just a sec, into so guys, just give me a second here. I need to on the screen. Okay, so what I was talking about was that there's subsites there that we would go for. So in the site contents, again, documents, form templates, style library, events, site pages. There's a site pages here, and we're gonna come back to these areas as well when we are creating some more resources there. So contents, and then there is subsites. So subsites would be obviously the sites that are for these companies. So suppose you have a company site up there, and you have a department, sales department, marketing department. They all want their own subsites as well, other than the company site. So then you would want to create subsites. Sometimes companies say that, okay, everyone, either create your own page with your projects that you have completed and certifications that you have done. So a page that shows what you did and what you're worth in the company, and there are other departments that can come to you. Oh, you've done this as well, so can you help us with this? So, or it's just for the departments or just for the branches, you want to create subsites there, so you can do that. So we can see that there's nothing inside, but if we go for new here, and then there's that option of subsite here. So if we click the new, and then there's a subsite option under the site contents, and then we'll click the subsite, and it will again take us to the creation of subsite, but it's again it's inside the company main sites, and you can normally there could be 50,000 subsites there with when we were in on premises. So it is definitely going to be just that limit or a bit further up with SharePoint Online. But obviously any storage that you're accumulating, you will be charged for that. So if we are okay, let me just put that chat up. Okay, so then there's that subsite, and then we can just type here, suppose the department name, so sales DEPT, and there sales DPT and control A, control C, and then description. So here you can see that it's going to be after the sites, and then there's a company site, and then sales DEPT, right? So it's not really showing here, but it's going to be a longer link now. So sales department, and then there are templates that you can choose from. Collaboration, there's team site, no Office 365 group, and then team site, classic experience, blog. You want to create a blog for sales department, or project site with very. This is a good template for Suppose there's actual project going on, and you can create a subsite. Suppose there's a project in Nunavut going on for this company, so you would name a subsite as Nunavut subsite. Plus, you will select that project template, because that's really useful for checking that what is the progress of a project, and who's responsible for what, and where, which date to which date the project should be finished, starting at, right? So uh, so there's that subsite that we are creating here, and there's a project there, but there are other tabs here because there are other templates: document center, record center, basic search center, visual process repository. So document center, record center, these are just for uploading the documents, right? And basic search center is just like Google search. You just have a search window there on the full page there, and you can search across this whole SharePoint site for anything. So you can just create a new subsite which is just about searching across just this site or across the whole SharePoint as well. So, and then there's Visio process repository, and Visio is, you all know that it's having all the images that you can create, and flows, or in diagram flows that it can offer, so that you can just put it in presentations and everything. So then there's Do It Enterprise, and that is SAP workflow. Anyone has ever worked on SAP before? So SAP software normally, SAP HANA is a software there, and so you would have a website that would be requiring a connector to some SAP application online in the cloud that you need to connect to, and you should have a license and usernames for that. But the main thing is that the subsites are then just having specific purpose for either a department, for a branch, or for any team. But you can then check that how do you want to create that. So if we go for a project subsite, so you can create multiple subsites there. So one teams, one blog, one project website there. So we're going to come back and we're going to check these out as well. So let's click that project site here as a template for this sales department subsite within the company site. So then use same permissions as parent site, or you want to go for unique permissions. So the same administrator can handle this subsite as well. And then there's that some navigational area there. So display the site on the quick launch of the parent site. Now that's a very good idea because, and you can see that this is shaded here. So on the left side, you can see that the link of this site. Display this site on the top link bar of the parent site. This is also yes, but in fact that is better instead of but in the quick launch bar also. So when anyone visits the home page or the company site, should see this sales department subsite link either on the top in this option, or on the left side in this option. Use the top link bar from the parent site and navigation inheritance. So this is just that it is inherited. So whatever navigation the home site has, the subsite will also have that. So I'm just putting yes to that as well. But you can just see the results, and then you can check or you can decide for your own what you didn't want it to be there. So we're gonna just press yes as to all. This is just for navigation. Where do you want this link to be? And I'm gonna click create now, right? So okay, so the template shows like that, and this is that subsite that we have created for sales department, and you can see that there is that link for this subsite added here, but this does mean that if there was another subsite, that link would have added here as well. Now this is a typical subsite that you would create with all those options there for what you want to do. But if I ask you that, hey, I want to go to the company site from here, so can anyone know how to do that? So there's a home button here, right? So, and there's a sales department link there. So how can I go back to the company site from here? Anyone has any idea about that? How can we go to the company site from this subsite? They haven't given that, right? Oh no, other than the back button. Okay, the back button is a yes, you're right. So, but back button could take us to back. So, suppose somebody directly opens this site. Somebody was given this URL and directly logs into this. So, but that person wants to go to actually from here to the parent site. The link is not there. So let's click the home button. Will this take us to the yeah, so Vikas says there's a end users might be saying that, wondering that, huh, really? But yes, so until here is the main site, right? Until here is the main site, and after that starts the but suppose there are 10,000 end users, and well, that's one way. If we say that that we can just remove this and we can go back to the website. But is there a link here by default provided to us? No, right? So if I click the home button and this is the home of this sales department, that's not the home for the so always home, exactly. So guys, what we can do is we can add a URL for our home button as well. So anyone, I want to add now a URL to the company site here on this subsite. Can anyone know how to do that? So I want to add a URL somewhere here. There's a link. There's a facility here. Okay, there you go. So so edit link, exactly, as Mariam said. There's an edit links on the left side, right? So what does that do? So if I click that edit link here, so then it says, hey, you want to add another link? So if I click the plus link here, this one, plus link, oh, okay. So I just want to copy the above, this one, right? I want to copy this. But this is the company site proper, and if I go to the home button of the company site, just on the other, so yes, you can see that exactly that's the link that I just copied there, right? So text to display here would be okay, there's a parent site. We can say parent site, whatever you want to say there, parent site, or simply home site or the company site, and then just put that company site. Now try link is a very good thing here, so I'm just going to click that try link. Yes, it takes me to exactly the company site. So I can manually add here the link, and I'm gonna save this afterwards, right? So this means you can see the parent site on the left side of your sub site. So left side of the sub site. So but you can see that now I can go to the parent site. But if I go to the parent site, can I go back to that site, sub site? I'm back to the parent site now, right? So is there a link that takes me back there without using the back button? So yes, there is subsites here, uh, and that subsite, if I click that, so yes, it drops down to sales department. So it shows there because when we were creating there, so we did mention that put it on the navigation bar, that sales department. So when you go to the subsites in the company site, so you can see, suppose there are 5 or 6 there, so you can see all those here as subsites. But what we understand from there that when you do create a subsite, it does not have automatically the link to the main site of which it is a subsite, right? So if I go further down on the subsite here, sorry, this is the main site, right? If I go further down to the main site, nothing. So that's it. So this is the area. On the main site, it would just be this sales department here under the subsite here, and I'm gonna click that sales department. So I'm just gone to the sales department, and from there, parent site, I'll go back to this parent site. So this is a navigation that you have to create yourself. You have to select those options when you are creating a subsite. Otherwise, the end users are not. So sometimes they don't. Well, by default, the parent site link was never there, right? When you create a subsite. So why would that be? There would be a reason that they would not be adding. They had not added this. By default, it's not there. So there would be a reason for that, right? Anyone knows the reason why they did not add it there already? Like, uh, why should, suppose there are so many departmental sites there, and there are so many links there, and click, 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 oh, I'm lost, okay, where am I now? So end users should stay, if it's a sales department employee, so a sales department employee is supposed to just stay here instead of wandering around and going back here, back and forth here and there. So by default, parent site is not even there as a default link, but you can add as many links as you want here. So this is one subsite that we have created, and so we can just go back to marketing department and try to add that subsite as well. So let's just create one more subsite here just to see how navigation is then extended. So I'm just going to go back to the company site in the other tab, and I'm clicking because I'm already there in the site contents of the company site here. And why I'm in the site contents? Because I need to create one more subsite, and that is because I need to also open a template which is Teams template. This was a project template which we still have to check. Some of the extra features of why project template, why not Teams template. So, but let's just go for new here, and let's create a subsite again from the company site, and then we can go for marketing DEPT, Control A, Control C, description, marketing DEPT, and then their marketing DEPT as a URL here as well. And this time we can just go for team site, but no Office 365 group create there. But we can go for team site classic. You would see this one being used a lot because it has been very famous. So team site here and classic experience. Once we go for that, then the user permission, use same permissions as parent site, which is usual. If I click the use unique permissions, it's actually not giving us that, okay, who else do we want to add if not the same parent site, but later when you create that, then it gives you that. So use same permissions as parent site, and then there's that navigation. Use, so display this site on the quick launch of the parent site, and that's we didn't see that, but display this site on the top link bar of the parent site. That's where we saw it under the subsites, so that's already yes. And use the top link bar from the parent site, display this site on the top link bar, and then there's a use top link bar. Now this also did not appear actually, so I'm just gonna press yes this time. I'm just pressing that yes, and I'm keeping this no, because on the left side there was the communication side is no navigation on the left side. The main site does not have that, right? The communication side, the subsite has that we created. So create, and this is just the subsite being created. How assign visibility of a site for a specific group of users. How to assign visibility of a site. So this means that you want that site to be hidden from everyone else and be visible only to a specific group. Now, does that mean hidden like literally hidden, or does that mean yeah, so finance department, and you want to actually have some group permission to open it when others don't, not having permission to open it, right? So that would be one question here. So if we, during the creation of the site, that is uh, at that time, either you go for same parent permissions, or you go for the unique permission. So when we were going for site contents here, now if I go to site contents and then go to subsites, so there is a marketing department here, and then there is the sales department. So these are the two sites that were just created. So if I go to the action, so then there's a site contents for these sites as well, right? So and this site contents is offering what we can do for this site. So this is the site content for marketing department here. There's a site usage, and then there is site settings for this marketing site. So I went, if I was in a marketing department, I would have gone to the site contents directly here, and then there is site settings here as well. There is that edit here as well, but that is for just this area. So if I go to site settings, this one for marketing department. Oh, Fad says, sir, when you have time, can you tell us what is the difference between team site and project site? Okay, sure. And Mariam says, yes, exactly. Oh, okay. So now this, Mariam, this is then the marketing department, and then user permissions, people and groups, site permissions, and site app permissions. So this whole area is about permissions, who to give and who not to give. So user and permissions, under that, this is the category name, and we can go for people and groups. Specify users, and this is the pop-up here. Specify users and users groups who have access to the site and any subsite which inherits permissions. So, and what does the other one say? Define what capabilities each user or user group can perform on the site and all subsites inheriting permissions. So, and the last one says manage app access to content in the site. So, can you add an app here for a SharePoint or not? So, if you go for the first one, people and groups, so that's pretty much that you can add here the users, and if I click the new, then there's add users. It's just fully selected, add users to this group. So if I click that, then invite people, and that is oh, hey, we didn't create a lot of users here, right? So yikes. Okay, let's create some users. I'm gonna go back here quickly, and users. So guys, how about just creating 2-3 end users? So I'll just go for add a user here, and your first name 01, tab, and okay, your first name 01, tab, and let me create a password, and that is small ABC, capital ABC, shift123 without shift123. Require this user to change? Nope. Send password and email upon completion. Okay. To administrator as well. Next. And yes, we're giving licenses of all the apps here, but still, this user is not a admin, global admin. Just giving all the licenses. Role is just user, right? That's it. Next, and that's all. Hey, where's that template? Okay, finish adding. And yeah, so there it is. Save these user settings as a template. Review settings for this user template. Name of user template, and we can just add it as a template as well. So user dash template. It's just end user. So we can just say end user template. I'm just quickly going through all that, and I'll just end user template here, end user template here, and save as a template. So add another user, then I'm just clicking at the end of it, add another user. So I'll just have 2 users at least. So your first name 02, Control A, Control C, tab, and I'll be faster, small MC, capital MC, Sharepoint 123, and yeah, because it's a template, so the rest of the settings are supposed to be the same, but yeah, I have to select these options here. And yes, it's an end user. That's it. Finish adding. Okay. So 2 users added here, and I'll click close. And yeah, I was impressed with this experience, so I'm just gonna give 5 stars and submit. Okay. One day Microsoft will promote me to Bill Gates' position. Okay, so here 2 users are there. Hopefully it just detects that. Otherwise, I'll just cancel it and then add it again. Okay, cancel it and refresh it and just add it. So just add a user and check the permissions. So pretty much. So if I click that and your first name 01 and one day Monday or Sunday. So I'm gonna click show options, send an email invitation, or share with. If I go email everyone or advanced, so and advanced goes for company site members, company site owners, visitors. So I just clicked some buttons real quick. So I'm just gonna go back here. The main thing is that the users are not right now adding. So I'm just gonna go for your first name 01. Okay, now it's adding. So it was just a matter of time. And your first name 02. So invite people. Okay, share. And those 2 users are here. And one of the users, I'll go for actions. Send email users, call message selected, remove users, but there's a setting here, group settings. So manage settings such as group name and permissions. That's where we wanted to go, right? So view group permissions and make default. So group settings here, company site members, and then who can view the membership of this group. So right now everyone or group members, and who can edit the membership of this group, group owner. And so not everyone can now view the membership, but that's just membership. Allow request to join, leave this group. Yes, so we're just creating a group here, and allow request to join, leave this group. Allow, this is just there's an email that we can add here, user 01. If it adds, oh, I have to add a full email, right? So admin, oh, that's not the admin. Okay, it's not detecting that, and it's kind of, so I'm just trying to check that people in groups, if you have added a group, so what are their permissions that we can give. So this is the group site owners, whoever are the owners there, so that's for that. So otherwise if we are still checking the membership, there's a this arrow, see this arrow here, and this arrow uh, blanks on top or attachment. Actually that's not showing anything as well. So I'll just select the 2 users here, and again what I'm trying to check here is company site visitors, company site owners, and more. So that's where all the settings on the left side are. So first of all, company site members you can just add here, then you can check their company site visitors, you can add there that they can visit, and who are the owners of the company. But this is just a strange way to give permissions. It's a bit different way to give permissions to whoever wants to. If I click more, then there is who can, who are the visitors to, and who are the site owners, who are the site members. Just add any user here. And what do you want everyone to do? So everyone except external users. So if I click the everyone, then there is account equal true, name everyone, and system account there. So if I click the edit item, so delete users from site collection. So if you want to not everyone not to be seeing there, then you can just remove the everyone from here if you want. But the thing is that this is the area where you can try to go for who's the owner, who's the site. So that would be, and yes, for external user we need to add in our contact list. external user, uh, so everyone except external users. So if you go for that, yes, those users who are invited as guests. Now these external users are actual external users like Gmail, which has not even been invited, right? So, but if they had said guests, then it would have been the users who have been invited already and are here as a guest. But these are actual genuine external users. So this is what we were talking about, just the settings. But for the subsites or for the main site, the main thing is that who do you want to add it here? What are the visitors that you want here? Who should be the owner of this site? And who are the members of this site? So who can actually make some changes on this site? And plus, do you want everyone to be connecting there? Or do you want just the visitors who are added in the visitors to be connecting to this site, right? So that would be the area that, so how do we go there? Marketing department and then site settings there. So I click the marketing department here, then site contents, and then site settings. So that's where you can just play with all the permissions as well. So I create that marketing site. Now there's that question here. Oh, there was another question from that was from Fahad that can you tell the difference between team site and project site? So yes, Fahad, for that, that's why I created two of them. So this is a team site with all the team site features here, and team site is just like a normal site that you see there, but a project site is this sales department, right? There's a project summary, get organized, edit the task list, and there's a add task with dates to the timeline. Now this is only available with the project site, that you have a project summary window here, right? Otherwise, the rest is just like any other team site. And team site is what? It's for share your site, working on a deadline. But this is a classic team site that we created. There is another one that is Teams without Outlook groups, but that also integrates with Teams, which is an upcoming topic. But what is the team site? It's just that the teams collaborate, that you're working on a deadline, but the team site does not have a project summary here, which is the marketing site. So this is a team site where it's like a typical normal site. You can just brand it. You can put your logo here, your style. You can change the theme, add lists, libraries, and apps. This is what we need to explore as well. And working on deadline. So this is just a calendar and organize tasks, timeline, and calendar. So this is a team site where a team can work together and upload their documents and share the documents and synchronize the documents. Project site is just that, it's having a project summary tab or window here extra, and the rest is still like a team site. Okay, then there is a long paragraph. Oh, it's a question, sorry. Fahad says, sir, one more question. I wanted to ask you in the last class, how do I change the setting for a user if he is sending mail using his shared mailbox? He doesn't see the mail in the sent box, rather, he see the sent mail in his mailbox account. If you can make some time, kindly show us how it is done. Shared mailbox? Uh, oh, okay, so that, hey, during the Exchange server, didn't we explore all this? In the last class, we did that. How do I change the setting? Oh, last class you asked, I hope, well, I don't remember that, but okay, now you asked. So how do I change the setting for a user if he is sending mail using his shared mailbox? Yeah, so we create a shared mailbox there, and he's part of that shared mailbox, and he doesn't see the mail in the sent box of the shared mailbox, or rather he see the sent mail in his main mailbox. Okay, so is that a, so what do you want there? Like when the guy sends an email, so why is it landing when the email has been sent from the shared mailbox? Why is it landing in the sent mailbox of the that person itself? So is that the question? Of the shared mailbox he sees in his original mailbox. Oh, okay. So, but he does not see it in the send mailbox. Is that also true? Oh, so when a guy who has shared mailbox access sends an email, that send email actually appears in the sent items of his own mailbox because, you know, that guy sent the email, right? So that's why it does make sense that it is normally if he's sending from within the shared mailbox, it should be in the sent items of that shared mailbox as well. Should be, but because he has the permission to send from within that mailbox, and he's sending, so it makes sense that it is inside the sent mailbox as well. But this has to be um, by design, because the who'll have the record of sent email, the guy who sent should have the record. But yes, if it's not actually in the shared mailbox, that is something that I have to look into. That so you want it there right now, it is by design, right? So if it is not uh, being seen in the shared mailbox sent items, so it is by design there, and there is no configurational changes that can make it otherwise. Uh, so the sent email will be sent in the sent items of the sender's mailbox instead of in the shared mailbox. If that's happening, then it would be by design. I don't think it's gonna be something that we can make changes through PowerShell or something. So Nazmul says as well, as are users sending email from shared mailbox as a shared mailbox sender or sending email as a user himself? There are both options. From option there are two choice. Yeah, shared mailbox. Okay, Fahad says shared mailbox, and we also send that, but we never check the sent items for us when we were doing that lab. So this should be checked. Send as user and send as shared mailbox. So yeah, you can choose to be the mailbox to be sending email instead of to be. But normally, yeah, if you're in the shared mailbox, I mean, there is no other setting there, right? So when you're added to the shared mailbox, you are given full access to the mailbox as well as send as access. What else should the user be given? He's sending using the shared mailbox. Okay. Well, it should be by design, but what Nazmul is saying that you can just check that from whom you're sending. You can choose that too, but doesn't see it in the same shared mailbox under the sent items. Well, yeah, this can be so since that's away from SharePoint, but this is the shared mailbox, and we've gone through that long lab. But sent items, if it's not showing there, it could be by design, but this needs to be checked. So yeah, we'll be checking that then. This is a command and regedit to change that online. Whoa, you're kidding me. So Father saying that with regedit changes, you can actually make that sent items from within the shared mailbox appear in the sent items of that shared mailbox. That's what you're saying. So okay, there you go. You've already done your research, man. That's yeah. So I didn't know. I didn't have to see this situation ever whenever there's a shared mailbox being used in any contract. So definitely, this is a new way of seeing things to me. That why that sent items does not have it because it's in the mailbox itself. But yes, you're right. If anyone else wants to see, hey, did you send that email? So anyone else doesn't have the access to that guy's mailbox. Definitely. So that could be a scenario. Okay, so Microsoft site has it. So if you want to see that's in the sent items of the shared mailbox, you have to do a regedit. Regedit? Really? You have to run a command uh, from PowerShell, right? Yep, I thought if someone knows it using GUI. Oh, okay. Well, wow, that's something new for me as well. but that you would want those emails to be in the sent items. But yeah, it should be checked. So well, it is 9:53, so we're gonna continue with what we were talking about. But yes, I'm just that shared mailbox. I'm just tempted. So guys, yeah, there's that question of another exchange server question that is there. So users polling, and that is number one, and save. So I created a shared mailbox, and number one as an end user is there now, full access, and then I just go to mailbox. So guys, it's kind of, if you want to stick around, so it's okay, otherwise okay. So recipient, I don't see Amir there. Why not? Because I gave full. Yeah, there's Amir one. So I'll just go to this and okay. Share mailbox does not save, does not have license. New incognito, portal, office.com. No, when you have license for Exchange, plan 2, then yes, you already have that. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. You already have the license for everything inside Exchange, and share mailbox is inside Exchange. So I'm inside that Outlook, and so it's Outlook of that user who has access to shared mailbox as well. And then I'll go and open that, open another mailbox, and this is shared mailbox is test, and open. So this is the shared mailbox that is added here, that's opened here now. And from within shared mailbox, so this is the user who has access to this shared mailbox here, and then new message goes to admin, and then test, and then test, and send. Oh, you're kidding me! You don't have permission to send that. Oh, did I not add that user? Okay. Okay, shared mailbox test. I just added that user, right? Mailbox delegation, full access. User 1 has full access, and send as access as well. So send as and full, both. So what is wrong here? And sent items related information could be here, but I never saw any option, or I don't remember any option being that sent items. I've just opened too soon, I think, and it's still adjusting that is this guy having permission or not. So if I just send that again, okay, now it is sent, and hey, it is in the sent item of the shared mailbox. Come on, man. This is the shared mailbox, right? This is the guy, and sent items. It's not in the sent items. It's in the shared mailbox. So okay, so actually it is in the shared mailbox, and it's, if it's not happening, then contact Microsoft support. Yay! It is gone to person deleted items. Well, yeah, so
I mean, sir,
yeah.
it's Nazmul. Sorry to interrupt. Sorry, it's Nazmul. Can you please send another test email from the shared mailbox, and this time can you please select from as a user, and I wanna check that it should go under users
So
send
where's the
item.
from? This one, right? Three dots.
Yeah.
And okay, one day, Monday or Sunday, it's gonna show. Oh, it's showing now. So now from as a test, although Nazmul, it's already in the sent items. I mean, like, it's working. Like, okay, but you want to check something else, right? Okay.
But if you send as a user from, if you click
Okay.
from,
Then I'll just
then
put that username
you
there instead. Oops.
yeah, yeah.
I'll go to
So
from
if you click
and
from,
do a
yeah, so you can
database.
select as a user admin, right?
Yeah.
So
User.
if you
The
select
user.
from as an admin, then it should, I think, show
Yeah.
under users
So this is
mailbox,
the user's own
mail.
mailbox instead of the shared mailbox. This is the user's own mailbox, right? To admin, right? So I just changed that shared to this user had the rights here. And test. This is what you were saying, right? Test. Okay.
Yeah, so if you send it, then I think it should see under the user
So
send item, I believe.
the shared
Not,
still has it, but does the user also has it? That's what I'm just gonna check here. Nope. If he sends from there, it's in the sent items of that mailbox, even though yeah, it's still in the sent items of this shared mailbox that is called test, while in the user's own personal, no. Refresh, nothing. If he sent from there, it stays there. If he sent from here, definitely it should stay here. So wherever you send, even you selected the from as that user. So now I'm again back on the test, and sent items still have those two. So this is this one now, and it is sent from this user while I'm inside the shared mailbox here. So it was sent from this user, but it stays here in the sent items. Yeah. So if it is happening there, Fahad, that system has is just haunted. That's it. So that would be the technical reason for that. That's a very technical reason. Haunted, right? Uh, so okay. So guys, okay, that's it. But it's an interesting question, and so we're gonna continue with our SharePoint features there, and see you the day after tomorrow. Yay! Okay, so thank you guys. Bye bye. I'll just close that.
thank you. Bye. Take care.
Bye bye. All right, thank you. Yeah.
Sir, I have one last question. I mean, in the SharePoint
Oh,
site,
okay.
I mean, when we are trying to see the site settings, from there we saw that the user permission and things, but from my case, it's not showing. I mean, the user settings and permissions are not showing from
For the marketing department
site settings. Yeah.
or
No, I mean, is it only?
for the subsites or for the main site as well? So you're
Yeah, for the main site. I mean, if the site is
let
uh,
me look at
not a uh, communication site, it's only showing for communication site. But if it is a group site, then I don't see that option here.
so no group site mean team site.
Yeah, team
Oh,
site.
so
That's
team
right. So
site.
if it is a team site, then I don't see it
Yeah, so
here.
you've created the team site, and that is integrated with actually Teams as well there. So SharePoint would not have a lot of features that because pure SharePoint site will be the communication site, but Team site is integrated with another Teams application as well. So now that is something that obviously it's not a pure SharePoint site, so it should not have a lot of SharePoint features that communication site would have. So if I click that create and go to Teams site now and go for Teams one and so group owner admin and oh, what did I do? Oh, serious. Okay, create Teams and Teams one. Yeah, admin. I'll try not to do that again. So and the Eastern. So if I click that next, and so yeah, it's gonna go for additional owners, which okay, 01, and add members. Serious, I don't need to, but okay, because it's gonna have members in Teams as well. Then this is a private group. And create so team site, then I go there and go to the URL, and yes, it's supposed to be working and with the teams there, and yes, as you said, site contents. I see site settings, and it has everything.
Yeah, but under site settings, you don't see the user permission and all those stuff, right?
Exactly. So the permissions should be there, but manage site features. If I go to site actions and site features, should have permissions. It's not showing. Now permissions are related to the site itself. If I go to site features here and features, app, branding, events, content, there was permissions here. It used to be mobile browser, uh, instance instance feature, publishing, viewers, SharePoint viewers, display to site members the names of people who view. No, that's not that. Uh, there used to be, oh, permissions. Work app, no, but it's workflows can use app permissions. So app workflows to read from and to write to all items in the site. But that's not user permissions, and it's not exactly that. So that option definitely is not there. But the permissions for the users, then you have to handle it from the teams itself. The permissions for that too. But normally permissions are there. It would be scattered around. Site collection features, site collection audit, site collection app permission. Nope. Yeah, if that is not there for users, yes, you're right. It's not there, but I was just looking for then where there. If we want to add or remove any users, then how do we do that for this one? Normally, if it is part of the team, so you go add users there to the teams. From the teams, you can handle that too. Audit settings, site collection features might be one more area that. And if I go Control F and fee permissions, limited access user permission lockdown mode. So that is one, and that's it. Nothing else in terms of permissions. Project web app permission limited user. When this feature is enabled, permissions for users in the limited access permissions level, anonymous user and are reduced, preventing access to app. So that's all in terms of permission. You're right. So communication side would have detailed permission because that's a pure SharePoint side. This is integrated with Teams, so it would have limited SharePoint related features there. But yeah, that's nice observation. Cool. Thank you. Okay, guys. So see you in next class. Woohoo! Yay! All right. Thank you. So, all right. Thank you. Bye bye. I'll close the video now.